It's on this shorty new year, shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here. Camp Shorty is where you will find family. Our mod Avengers will greet you with glee. At Camp Shorty, you can shine and shine bright, because the Shorty Camp leader is a fucking delight. It's on this shorty new year, a shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here. Your opinions are valid. You can fly like a bird with your comments and scream. You will always be heard. It's the best chat on YouTube. You can cuss all you want. And here at Camp Shorty, we even say cut. It's on this shorty new year, a shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here. Let your own cats be free. It's so liberating. We stay on topic, although occasionally things get a bit feral, but it's clear to see. It's a lit shorty new year, a shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here. Camp Shorty is where you will find family. Our mod Avengers will greet you with glee. At Camp Shorty, you can shine and shine bright, because the Shorty Camp leader is a fucking delight. It's on this shorty new year, a shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here.
Hi. Hey, Shirleys. How you going? Wait, I just dropped my babe. Nightmare. Ha. Un momento. Such a professional. Yo. What's doing, everyone? Good to see you. Hi, Poppy. Yes, Poppy's here. What's up? God, feels like forever. Hi, Amber. Good to see you. Mwah. Nick. Good morning. Good afternoon and good evening, everyone. And hello, Poppy. Look, I brought dog treats. Carob biscuits for the fucking idiots. One for you, Bussy. Good bless you. For you, Pops. Okay, bye. That should last for about 1 second. Buster's already swallowed his. Fantastic. Hi, Mama G. Good to see you. Hi, Bussy. Prince Lover's here. Hi. I saw Steph in the house. There she is. Lulu Bell, good to see you. Who else? Who else? Motion. What the fuck? Says I've got big Yannetti energy. Well, you know. Kind of. Hi, Pierre. Good to see you, darling. Poppy, that's too much. I love it. Not even overwhelmed. Buster. Yes, Michelle's here. Hi, Patty. Good to see you. Hi, hi, hi. So we're pivoting. I haven't even had a chance to do a background for this. We're going to cover the ASAP Rocky trial. Started today. In fact, still happening as we speak. First witnesses are on the stand. So I'm not hugely familiar with this case at all. Amber has gathered for us, a bunch of resources that we'll actually do tomorrow night. I think before the Foya stream tomorrow night. Foya, Adam Levi Boyd, that's tomorrow night. Before that, I'll change that timing a little bit and we might do some background stuff. I thought today, given that this was a last minute pivot, we just go into the opening statements as if we were jurors, as you guys say over there, jurors, and then do some background stuff, some trial prep after that. Obviously, I'll only be streaming on the weekends, Camp Shorty. This weekend it's 3 nights of Camp Shorty because it's Australia Day on Monday, a bit like your Independence Day or Columbus Day. So that. Hi, Joey. Good to see you. And Amber, thank you so much, darling. Welcome to Who Got It? Jurors. Yes. Amber, thank you. I got nothing on my screen here. I don't even know who got it. But let's just play this. Bussy, hi. So, why? Why aren't we doing any more Karen Reid? Because we're not. The stuff that's been going on outside of our beautiful community has kind of killed it for me. I still firmly stand by and stand behind Karen Reid. It's just, I can't do something I'm not passionate about. So, I mean, I'm passionate about the cause, but, when people run you out of town, sometimes you've got to let them have the win, right? And Poppy, you can't have the win. No. Hi, Anya. Good to see you. And then, Poppy. Jean, welcome to members. Yes. Thank you. And Joseph. No, Jean A got it. Thank you. Joey. Goodness gracious, coming in with a fucking bang, man. Wait. Where is it? Biffle, not Biffle.
Count it 5, 10, yeah, 15, 20, 25, 30, yeah, get the money.
Welcome new members. Yay. There's more. You gave out more memberships almost than are in chat right now, Joey. So, Kane making it rain, right? What a good man. What a good man. You'll allow it? Fantastic, Lulu. Sorry, I've been lurking but not chatting, says Anya. I fractured my wrist. And it has been rough. Yikes. Your writing hand wrist, Anya? I broke my wrist. I didn't break it. Someone broke it for me about 7 or 8 years ago. And yuck, that's awful. Make sure you don't take your cast off early, Anya, because that doesn't help with the rehabilitation. Enjoy. So, Michelle. Oh, goodness me. You all. I needed some love today. Thank you. So that we're going to do a little pivot. When the trial rolls around, who knows what will happen? Karen Reid trial. Who knows what will be happening at that point in that cesspool? But for now, yes. Mama G says, thanks for taking a break from Karen Reid. April 1st, when the new trial starts, will be interesting again. Exactly. We'd gotten to the point with those we need to talk testimonies that us kind of like scraping the bottom of the barrel, to be honest, it had already sort of lost its sparkle for me. I think we've done all we needed to do there. And we'll get back to it when the trial resumes, right? Michelle Smith, keeping the cane train coming. Thank you. Absolutely. We all love you so much. Well, thank you, Prince Lover. I don't think that can be said for everybody, and that's okay. I don't need to be loved by everybody. Don't expect to be. I don't love everybody. I would prefer not to be attacked and harassed, but that's okay. Let's not talk about it. We will still be here, whatever topics you cover. Well, thank you, Lulu. Thank you. Got to support great creators, right? Yeah. Yes. You bloody wankers. Look, Biffle's here. Fuck's sake, Biffle. Hi. Good to see you. You know what happens when Biffle comes in the house. Biffle. I sent mine, but the file was too big. Clip it. I always crack myself up because I'm sitting back here when that's playing, laughing the exact same. I mean, obviously, that's how I laugh, but lol. Lol. Hi, Biffle. Good to see you. Flush the meanies. Piney, hi. Flush the lot of them. Or I hope their retinas get burnt by the sun. I love the idea of you. Oh, Biffle. Thanks, babe. Candy's here. Hello. Good. I love you. I love you too, Pierre. You know what Pierre says to me? And it's so beautiful. She says, I love you completely. I love you whole, which is really special because most people wouldn't even say that. Hard drive. Hard drive, right? The floppy disk or the hard drive, I'm not sure. Lisa P, 43. Another Lisa. I'm Miss Shorty. I'm on the 11th hour of turning 60. What you needed to do is trust you, no one else. I have a few people who I trust with my life. And sadly, this whole thing is, quite the learning curve, really. Yes. Hi, Simi. Good to see you. Looks like you're in the jungle. I am. I have many, many houseplants. I used to have more. My schedule is such that my plant mama not skills, but my time to plant mama has gone by the wayside of late. So that. Anyway, who else is here? Bukaki Ducksworth. Hi. How good to see you. So I have only 2 tabs open up here. Actually, officially 1. I'm going to dip that one by 1. Whew, the clarity of it all. Love. Cheese. Yes. Cheese is bae. Shall we start? So right, this is what I know. Oh my God, my pants. I've got fat rolls and shit. I don't care. Love me or hate me. Everybody's just human, right? So I knew almost nothing about this case. The prosecution, of course, goes first with their opening statements. This is in LA. ASAP Rocky, Rakim Mayers is the accused of a shooting incident, an alleged shooting incident against a childhood friend called Terell Ephron, I believe, on the 6th of November, 2021, in Hollywood, downtown, right? No good deed goes unseen. Muffin top, man. I'm a whole fucking muffin, right? Yes. Midnight Mike. Hi, I'm spicy as fuck, man. It's just my default setting. Sorry, let me wait. I got to clear my throat. Lol. But I got a sound bite for that, so I can actually just do it. But I didn't mute it, so you still probably heard it. Lol. Okay, so the prosecution goes first. The judge is amazing. I love him already. He's spicy as fuck. Mike, you might like him. And who is fucking with me? Oh, it's more than drama, man. It's a whole thing. It's a whole Twitter thing. It's a whole jealous people not like just. It's been a lot, 9 weeks, but we're not going to bother with that today. So the prosecution, I don't love already. They do a lot of speaking objections in the defense's opening, which isn't real etiquette. It has to be pretty objectionable statements being made in opening or closing for the opposition to object. This guy objects a lot. The judge is like, stop. It's great. So shall we watch a bit? We'll watch all of it. We're here. Let's fucking do it. Wait, what am I going to do? Share screen. Fuck. Share screen. So ASAP Rocky, you might know him from like rap music. Rihanna's husband. Are they married? I believe so. From what the defense says, I'll give you a little spoiler, just so that you can have a very critical ear to the prosecution's opening, is that this is all about this childhood friend, this alleged victim, actually being jealous, there's a theme, of his childhood friend, and wanting to, for whatever reason, big dollars, civilly, the victim is suing ASAP Rocky for $30 million, right? The shooting, he's still alive. He's alive. He had a graze on his hand. That doesn't actually, by what the defense says, and I'm coming in this with a critical ear, but what the defense says is that actually you can see on the video footage, the CCTV of the incident, that the injury is from the fracas, the rumble, not a shot. And the only reason he went to the hospital is because the detective said you should go to the hospital for this case. And the only reason he's pursued it criminally was because the civil litigation attorneys said you need to have criminal charges to even have a remote chance. Criminal charges with a conviction. So Rocky was offered a plea deal earlier in the week, I believe, for 18 months or thereabouts, but Amber can correct me. He turned it down because he didn't do shit, man, in my opinion. Whoa, unbiased. Juror. And so if convicted, ASAP Rocky is facing up to 24 years in prison. So this is outrageous. Let's go. This is the very start of the day. Sorry if I'm loud. That's him right there. Looking fine. I like his cornrows. Let me check the volume. So wait, let me do a bit of a vote. So this is the pre-trial stuff, right? Like at the start of the day, before the jury is in the courtroom. Hi, Patricia. Good to see you. I'm not young, man. I'm 50. I'm only a decade younger than you. But thank you. I mean, right now I feel Pia. I'm not sure. I think Rihanna and Pia together. And Pia, are you worth 30 million? Rihanna and ASAP may well easily be. He has clothing lines and stuff. I'm sure we can do some. I'm sure he can do so. We can do some research. Plea offered. Here we go. Amber says plea offered and declined. 180 days in jail. A 7-year suspended prison sentence. I'm going to cough. Wait. Okay. So this is a man. This sounds a lot like Karen Reed, right? Although it's not a murder that's called into question, but one's innocence of alleged or accused crimes. So he turned down that offer, plea deal, to stand on his moral convictions and say, fuck that, I didn't do this. I didn't do anything. In fact, by all accounts, the weapon that ASAP Rocky had, so many spoiler alerts, is actually a prop gun. Let's just watch it. But do you want to watch the pre-stuff or just, no, let's just go straight into the, we'll just go straight into the openings because otherwise we'll be here 65 years. We may well be anyway. Lol.
I want to take things one step at a time.
The judge is great. I didn't even know his name.
So
this is still pre-stuff. When does the guy stand up? Walk and talk, shorties. Walk and talk.
Extremely complicated accident reconstruction.
Outside of the jury's presence. The judge is great.
The fact that they have filed
this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there's a break. Here we go.
Time, attention,
oh, damn it.
Motherfucker.
Fuck this shit. I'm joking. So it's still live, so we may have some issues. Someone continuously check the time for me. Lol, I'll do it.
The opening statement is what the attorney believe the evidence will show. Whether the evidence in fact shows what they believe, well, we'll all know that at the end of the case. Once the opening statements are over and we begin with the testimony, if you are a note taker, that would be the time to start.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Here we go.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to start off by, on behalf of myself, Mr. Lewin, I'm sure on behalf of the defense too, and all the court staff, we all want to thank you so far for the time, attention, and candor that you gave to us during jury selection. We all understand that was a long process, and we appreciate your attention.
Wait, also, oh wait, am I muted? Fuck, thank God. Well, by all accounts, and obviously opening statements aren't evidence, and I mean, defense attorneys, anyway, they've made certain assertions, and apparently the attending officers, the responding officers that turned up very quickly after the alleged reported crime occurred, said there was no law of any weapon being fired. And then one of the victim's friends, I believe, went back to the scene a couple of hours later after 7 law enforcement officers had scoured the scene and found 2 shell casings, something gun stuff. And it's very convenient. It sounds a lot like taillight pieces. That's all. There's so much.
Going through that long process, I'm sure some of you are thinking, wow, this must be a difficult case, or this must be a really
Thank you, Amber.
case. And to be fair to you, if I was sitting in your position and I looked out on the number of jurors that we started with, or even the number of attorneys that are up here, I'd probably have the same thought myself. But what the evidence will show in this case, and what will become almost instantly clear, is that this is not a complicated case. The evidence will show
true, but
that
not
the
how
events
he's
in
saying
this
it.
case were captured on surveillance video. I'm going to start this whole presentation out by playing the video for you. So you will have that frame of reference as we're talking about different features, the people that were involved, the locations that are involved, and what happened. You will already have seen the video. The first video that I'm going to show you was captured on November 6th of 2021 at around 10:10 p.m. just outside of a parking garage entrance, mid-block, so on Argyle, in the middle of Argyle.
It's not me.
Hollywood Boulevard.
I can't type that fast.
The second video that I'm going to show you was captured 7 minutes later, so at 10.
Mike, from what I understand, there was the person who called in the shots or the fracas. She has an Australian accent, so she's obviously an Aussie living in Hollywood, in LA. There are CCTV. There's footage of it, like video footage. It's wild. But the prosecution in their opening only includes a very like out of context short clip from the CCTV. Kind of cool, like not cool, like yikes.
And 17. It was, if we're being generous, 2 blocks, maybe 1 city block away from the first location, down Argyle, around Selma, at a small intersection called Selma and Vista Del Mar. So I'm going to play the first video for you, that outside of the parking lot.
Here we go.
Now I'm going to move to the second location, that at Vista Del Mar and Selma, and I'm going to pre-warn you, it's a little small, it's at a distance, so you're going to want to focus your attention at the top left-hand corner.
Focusing. These lights are very bright in my eyes. No spoilers.
All right, now let's go over the details. As I said, the people that are involved, the location, and I'll give you an explanation of what you've seen on these 2 videos. This case takes place in the heart of Hollywood. This is the iconic Hollywood and Vine. The picture you see here is just a demonstrative.
By all accounts, according to the defense opening statements, Prince Lover, the ASAP Rocky fired 2 shots of his effectively a starter's gun to try and scare off the guy who actually had weapons, like actual real proper guns. And ASAP Rocky has a license to carry, but wasn't carrying actual weapons. He always carries a prop gun, a fake gun. And yes, so that walk and talk, wait for it.
A picture of that intersection, but it's an iconic intersection in Hollywood.
I'm going to pay it a little bit faster,
intersection
otherwise we'll be here all night.
About 1 block 1 block west and 1 block north of the crime scene. So for those of you who are familiar with Hollywood and that intersection, it's a pretty big landmark, and that's where I want to focus your attention. Now, the actual shooting in this case takes place on a much smaller street, on Selma and Vista Del Mar. But this is the area around where that shooting took place. It is a very densely populated part of Hollywood. And there are some landmarks on there that you might be familiar with, just so that you can familiarize yourself with the location that we're talking about. The Capitol Records building at the top, the W Hotel, and Hollywood Boulevard. The shooting, as you've seen, occurred just outside of a parking lot on that corner of Vista, Del Mar, and Selma. That was a parking lot at the time that was full of cars. And it was ringed by a nightclub on the corner, a sound studio, a hotel, and 3 different apartment buildings right around. As I said, densely populated. This was also Saturday night. Saturday, November 6, 2021, at about 10 p.m. in Hollywood. This is a time that Hollywood is busy. Now that you understand kind of the locations that are involved, I want to start with how this case starts for LAPD.
Hi, this is the Australian. Love. Thank you, Amber. Here at Camp Shorty, you can rock out with your caps out. Just remember to turn off caps lock when you visit the other houses of YouTube. Absolutely. And while I think of it, Amber, could you please put up the replay crew or anyone, the replay crew, how to watch live chat replay on your device. So thank you, lurkers. Hi. Thank you, replay crew. Thank you, chat, for being here. Chat is Bay. But replay crew, if you would like to watch the live chat replay on your iPhone or handheld device, iPad or whatever, it is possible. All you need to do is swipe left on the comment tab of the video, and it will give you the option for the live chat replay instead. Enjoy. Thank you.
I live in the apartment on the corner of Argyle and Selma in Hollywood, and there's just been a shooting.
At 10:18 p.m., LAPD receives
Thanks, Prince
this
Lover.
call that there's been a shooting at the intersection of Argyle and Selma. The call continues, though.
Did you see anything or you just heard it?
Yes. No, we watched it.
Okay, what did you see?
There were 4 men, and they were kind of fighting as they were walking along Argyle, and then they turned left onto Selma. We heard yelling, and they started running, and they turned left into the back lot apartments for El Centro Apartments.
Now, the 4 men that you see on that screen will be the 4 men that we'll talk about in a minute. They were the 4 that were at that location.
Hollywood and Vine.
And then someone pulled out, the guy in the black sweatshirt pulled out a gun, and he shot, and I think the guy who shot was blue.
Now, the evidence in this case will be that the man in the black sweatshirt was the defendant.
Hey, Steve.
Rakim
How you
Mayers.
going?
That evidence will be uncontradicted. As you have heard throughout jury selection, Mr. Myers is an entertainer, and he goes by the stage name A$AP Rocky. You will hear other nicknames that he is referred to in the evidence in this case, including Flacco and Luigi. At the time of this crime, Mr. Mayers was 33 years old. He has his own company that I believe is referred to as AWGE, A-W-G-E, that you will hear referred to in the testimony in this case. And as we've talked about, his significant other is Rihanna. The victim in this case is a man by the name of Terell Ephron. And Mr. Ephron, you will hear, was also a member of the A$AP collective.
Nice.
And he went by the nickname A$AP Rocky.
Same. Oh, no, wait. I never stopped
Mr.
adulting.
Ephron was also 33 years old at the time of this crime. And what you will hear from Mr. Ephron is that he was friends with Mr. Myers well before this case and well before even Mr. Myers was a famous individual. That essentially, I believe they met in high school and grew up together.
We all miss Shorty
He
time.
has known Mr. Mayers 18 or 19 years at the time that this shooting happens. And you will also hear that he, too, at the time was working in the music industry, and he had his own company called Shut Eye Entertainment. Now, I mentioned it already, but to put a finer point on it, the group that both of these men were members of is called
Colors.
A$AP.
You watch
It
yourself,
doesn't
girl. Let's have
stand
snooze
for what you
time.
probably thought it did when
Love
you
you.
walked into court. It's an acronym for Always Strive and Prosper. It was formed by high school age kids in Harlem, New York around 2006. They call themselves a collective. You will hear are rappers, producers, music video directors, designers, people that have different artistic pursuits that
Same,
essentially
Michelle.
work together.
Been cancelling a bit.
And there are many
lately,
members
actually.
of A$AP. The ones that you will primarily hear in this case are obviously Mr. Mayers, the victim, but also the 2 friends that were with Mr. Mayers at the time this happened. And they go by A$AP Ills and A$AP 12E. And I will just pre-warn you that 12E gets spelled a bunch of different ways. It's not always consistent.
Darling.
And there will be one last member that we'll hear about briefly, who goes by the stage name A$AP Bari. Sometimes people refer to him as Young Lord. As I said, the 4 main members of this group that you will hear about are these 4 men. The victim is on the far right, Mr. Ephron. The defendant is the next person to his left. As I said, ASAP 12, his given name is Jamel Phillips, and the last is Elijah Ulanger, who goes by ASAP Phillips. And these were the 4 men who were present at the time of both of these incidents. Now, I want to take you to that weekend, Saturday night, that Saturday night in Hollywood. There was actually, at the time, a music festival or concert series going on known as Complex Con in Long Beach. And you will hear that Mr. Mayers was to be a performer at that event the day after the shooting, the Sunday, November 7th. Now, although I told you that Mr. Mayers and Mr. Ephron were close at one point, you will hear that throughout their relationship, there was tension between the two of them. And that tension was essentially building up to the night of November 6th, 2021. You will not hear all the reasons why there was tension between the two of them, but we will get to the point the day before the shooting, November 5th, 2021, when that tension kind of comes to a head. What happens on that day, Mr. Ephron will tell you, is that he is in a car with that last member of the ASAP group that I talked about, ASAP Vari. The two of them are driving when ASAP Vari receives a phone call from Mr. Mayers. And ASAP Vari takes that call on speakerphone. So Mr. Ephron, who's in the car, can hear both sides of the conversation. He can hear Mr. Mayers and he can also hear ASAP Vari. And in the course of that call, Mr. Ephron, the victim, heard the defendant saying these rude and aggressive things about him. Mr. Mayers at the time does not know that Mr. Ephron is in the car.
You know, Steve, I'm all right. I'm all right. Seeing the stuff that's going on Twitter, you know, is kind of disheartening. People that you think are a supporter or a friend and maybe aren't so much. That's distressing, but I'm all right. We're just not doing any more Karen Reid stuff for a while, that's all.
With the victim. This leads to the next day, November 6th, 2021. You'll hear that Mr. Ephron was in Los Angeles working with one of the artists that he managed. He was asleep around 9:00 p.m. when he started receiving a series of urgent messages from not only from Mr. Mayers, but from the 2 other men that were with him, ASAP Ills and ASAP 12. And you'll hear that he received a number of calls kind of back to back to back from the 3 of them. Now, he didn't answer those calls because he was sleeping, but when he ultimately woke up, he saw that he had a number of missed calls. He also received text messages from Mr. Mayers that were aggressive, seeking a confrontation with him, asking him where he was.
That
Mr. Mayers
the type
is on the left side of this conversation.
Yikes.
Where are you at? Let's get to it. Stop ducking my calls.
It is also on 1.35 speed, so it's extra fast. Guys, what are you doing? Bloody idiot dogs.
Messages that the victim's receiving are instantly
Ducking.
aggressive towards him. So you will hear from Mr. Ephron that he called the defendant. He was groggy because he had just woken up. They had a conversation and they agreed to meet outside of the W Hotel in Hollywood. Mr. Ephron will tell you that as he went to that meeting, he was of the frame of mind that he and Mr. Mayers were going to have a confrontation. That he believed they would argue, and that ultimately this would lead to kind of repairing their relationship. So they would each be able to speak their piece and essentially fight like brothers do, and they would ultimately bring them closer together. They would repair sort of the issues that they each had with each other. So that's how Mr. Ephron is going into this meeting. Now, let's talk about the location where they meet, this location just outside of the W Hotel. You're going to see this map throughout this case. So I want to take some time to...
Fun fact, I used to write the copy for the spa lines for W Hotels internationally. Yeah, copywriter. One of my many, many feathers in my cap. Jack of all trades, master of none.
Walk through it with you so you understand the various features that are depicted here. On the left side of the screen is Argyle Avenue. On the bottom of the screen is Selma Avenue, and on the right side of the screen is El Centro Avenue. Now you can't see it.
Many individuals, Mama G.
If the map were to continue off the top of the screen, Hollywood Boulevard would be just above that. In the middle of this map, there's a small street called Vista Del Mar that kind of goes north and then forces you to go east. The red arrows that you see here are the path of travel that Mr. Mayers took that evening. So it starts at that mid-block location on Argyle, continues down to Selma, and then up
Extreme
Vista Del
elements.
Mar,
Yikes.
around that corner, all the way to El Centro. And then he made a left turn on El Centro and went above, off the map. The numbers in the red boxes that you see here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, are the 4 different locations where the police were ultimately able to recover surveillance video from. There are 4 different locations. Attached to each one of those locations, you'll see the green triangle and the green, and with a green arrow in the middle. And what that represents is very roughly, this is not meant to be, exact, but very roughly the direction that a camera attached to that building was facing. You will also hear that locations 1, 2, and 4 captured video only. But you will hear that the location with the number 3 captured both video and audio. So I told you there's 2 incident locations, 2 altercations that happened. The first happens where the yellow box is right now, right outside of that parking garage. The second happens at that corner of Selma and Vista Del Mar. And that's where the firearm was actually discharged, so the gunshots were fired. So the first location I want to focus on is that where the initial confrontation happens. This location is the entrance and exit of a parking structure. This is that parking structure entrance if you were standing in Argyle and you were facing towards Selma, so Hollywood Boulevard would be here now. And the entrance is on the left-hand side there. And what you will see in the videos, this parking lot entrance has those hanging indicators on from the roof that tell you how tall the garage is, so that if you are driving a tall car, you don't, of course there's fly buzzing around me, you don't run your car into the roof of the parking structure. And I point that out because when you watch the video, you'll actually see that red indicator as a kind of a line through the video, so you know what that is. At the mouth of that parking entrance, there are cameras that are facing the sidewalk. Those are the first view that we saw. And these cameras captured the initial encounter between the victim, Mr. Ephron, who you see there, and the defendant, Mr. Mayers.
So this is important. So they're having a rumble.
You can see that Ills is the first one to intervene to try to separate the 2 of them. And then at the very bottom of the screen, you see 12E putting his hand to try to also intervene and help separate them. Now I know it goes by quickly, and you're not as familiar with all these people, so I want to kind of break it down a little bit for you and show you what the evidence that you're going to receive throughout this case. The first person that you see in that video is the victim, Mr. Ephron. The second person who you see, who is instantly confrontational with Mr. Ephron, is the defendant, Mr. Mayers. You see on the video that Mr. Mayers is immediately aggressive towards Mr. Ephron. He's pulling at Mr. Ephron's sweatshirt, and he's pushing Mr. Ephron backward and pushes him off camera, out of camera view. The third person that you see, as I told you, is Elijah Ulaner, who also goes by ASAP Ills, or he might just be referred to as Ills throughout this. If you look closely, you can actually see his stage name embroidered on the jacket that he's wearing.
Shawty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shawty.
To get between the 2 men and to physically separate them. And you'll see that all 3 of them go off screen for a period of time. Mr. Ephron will tell you that during the period of time that they are off screen is when the defendant first produces that semi-automatic pistol from his
Convenient, huh?
waistband, pulls it out of his waistband, and he's holding it to Mr. Ephron. Mr. Ephron will tell you that the defendant pointed the gun at his chest and was essentially trying to point the gun around Ills, who was between them. That at the time that he was pointing the gun at Mr. Ephron, he was also threatening Mr. Ephron. I'm going to kill you. Keep in mind, these men have known each other for a long time. And Mr. Ephron will tell you, in his state of mind, he never believed that he was going to be shot. He never believed that the defendant would actually shoot him. He will tell you
Mike.
that had
Hi, Sherry.
this been a stranger, someone he didn't know as well, he would have been petrified. As you can imagine, anyone pointing a gun at you would upset you. But he knows the defendant. He knows that Mr. Mayers is not going to shoot him. He knows so much so that he'll tell you he looked at the defendant and said, if you brought a gun, you should shoot it. That's how confident he is that he knows the defendant is not going to pull that trigger. Now, the fourth person you can barely see on this video as they come back into frame, I told you.
Oh, well, I
is
like
Mel
that
Phillips,
joke.
12E or ASAP 12.
Wait. Hear about the new restaurant called Karma? There's no menu. You get what you deserve. Stream elements, sir. Thank you. That's a fucking zinger.
You can just see his hand at the very bottom of the screen. When they come back on screen, and specifically, when
We
Mr.
are
Mayers
glad
comes
you
back on
made it.
screen,
Thanks,
you
everyone.
can see the
Mwah.
gun in his hand. You will hear that that gun that he's holding is a semi-automatic pistol, or has features that are consistent with a semi-automatic pistol. Right now, as it's paused on the screen, you can see that he's holding that gun behind his back. But you also see the gun come forward in front of his body before he ultimately tucks it back into his waistband.
It's so good. It's like
And you
Stream
will
Element
see
knows.
from the
It's
video
just a bot.
that there were bystanders. As I said, this is a busy Saturday night in Hollywood, walking by as this confrontation is taking place.
So there you go, Mike. There are witnesses. I'm sure we'll hear from them. This trial is set to
You will
go for
hear
a couple of
that
weeks.
right after
2
that
weeks.
encounter that you saw, that Mr. Mayers walked away and was walking down Argyle towards Selma. Mr. Ephron will tell you that as he walked away, he looked over at 12E, Mr. Phillips, and he saw 12E putting a pocket knife away. And Mr. Ephron, and then 12E, Mr. Phillips, walked behind the defendant, Mr. Mayers, and Ills walked behind him as well. So the three men that had come to confront Mr. Ephron walked away down Argyle towards Selma. And Mr. Ephron will tell you that at that moment, his mindset about the initial confrontation changed. I told you that.
Wait, I'm just going to say something. Poor Kevy's in the middle of the biggest storm in Ireland to hit in forever ago, in 11 years. Wind gusts of up to 184 kilometers an hour. So we expected Kevy to not be here. So in the memory of Kevin, not memory, in Kevin's absence, Joey is using the Kevin prompt for the dad jokes. That's awesome. Thinking of you, Kevy. If you're watching this on replay, love you. Love you. Oh, also another hilarious thing. So I only decided this morning to not continue with Free Karen Reid for at least the time being, but possibly ever. So I had to pivot, and Amber and I were talking, and she suggested we could cover this, and that it was starting today. And because I was like, I'm delirious at the moment, have been for weeks, just doing my best. And I switched on this trial and it with the opening statements, and it was in a section where he was narrating or talking over some video, and I was trying to do all my morning stuff, and I just, for some reason, I thought that it was going to be audio only. So I was like, yikes, that's not going to be great viewing. But yeah, I mean, it sounds good. It took me about 3 hours. I said to Amber, hang on, wait. It's not audio only. Phew, there's actual video. So that's my brain. Yikes.
Mr. Ephron will tell you when he first went there, he believed that this was meant to be a confrontation so that they could strengthen their relationship. But having just had a gun pointed at him and seeing another friend putting away a pocket knife, that his mindset changed, and he understood these men never came here to try to make peace with him, that it was always meant to be a confrontation. And he decided at that moment that having a gun pointed at him was sort of a bridge too far in their friendship, and he understood he was probably never going to have the same friendship, especially with the defendant, ever again. And you will hear that as the defendant walked away, Mr. Ephron followed behind him and was yelling and screaming at him, even though he knew the defendant had a gun. Because although Mr. Ephron believed this is going to damage our relationship, he still never believed that the defendant would actually shoot at him. It's not as if Mr. Ephron will tell you that he had some death wish or that he was not scared of guns. He will not come in and say that. What he will tell you, again, is that had anyone else done this, he would have been frightened. But he had known the defendant for so long, and they were close. So he walks down Argyle towards Selma and follows behind the three other men. When they get to Selma, they all turn left, and they walk towards Vista Del Mar. And they end up at that location we talked about, that corner of Selma and Vista Del Mar.
Mike,
and
that's a good
Mr.
one.
Mayers stepped off the curb. He walked into frame of the camera at location number 2 that's pointing towards Selma.
Thank you for being
Now,
here, friends.
Take you, before I play the video again, I want to take you to that corner so that you can see from that night what it looks like. It's a small street with a parking lot immediately adjacent to it that were full of parked cars. And at 10:17 p.m., when they arrived at that intersection, and the defendant stepped off the street corner into view of camera number 2, you will see video from
Can't
that
stop, won't
location.
stop, Amber.
The video that I've played for you already, and that I'm going to play for you again, is from that location number 2.
Holly!
You'll also see, that's the main video that you're watching, but you'll see.
Okay, hi, Holly. Catch you up. ASAP Rocky, husband or partner of Rihanna, not sure. Chat are they married? Married? Actual married? And this is opening statements from prosecution. There are some fairly big questions as to the validity of the claims of the victim, who's still alive. Apparently, ASAP Rocky shot this guy in the hand, Terell Ephron, in a scuffle in Hollywood, downtown Hollywood, on the corner of something in Vine, Hollywood and Vine, can't remember. However, they're childhood friends, not friends anymore, obviously. This alleged victim wanted to sue ASAP Rocky civilly for $30 million. The civil attorneys told him he wouldn't have a hope in hell unless there was a conviction in a criminal trial. So here we are. The alleged crime happened on the 6th of November, 2021, and trial just started today. They're still, that might be finished now, but this is opening statements, and we'll have a witness or two if we get to it. But we're going to be doing this for the next little while, over the next few weeks, probably in a highlight sort of manner. But we'll watch this for tonight, to see the gist. I have no opinion either way, but based on the opening statements, what the defense said, if they can back what they've claimed in their opening statements, this is a farce.
In the bottom right-hand corner, there's a smaller video.
Hi, Red Metal. Good to see you.
Bluish tint to it. And that video is from another location behind.
Thank you,
building
Amber.
number 2,
Not
where
married.
number 3 is.
Yes.
And the video that you're seeing from that location
Look at Momo.
is
Hi,
identified
girl.
there by the green arrow. But what's important about that video is that the
Shelly.
video does not capture the shooting at location number 3. What location number 3 captures
Thanks,
is
Mike.
audio. And it captures
really
the sound
kind of you.
the gun being fired.
I was going to play the bong rip. Lol.
This is the location number 2
Where is it?
where the
God damn
camera, the video that actually captured that shooting was. You can see the cameras at the
Oh,
very
great. Now the
top
dogs are
corner of
barking.
the
I'll
building.
take any
And it's about
motherfucker's money if
3
he
properties
giving it
away
away.
from the location of the scene. So again, the video is captured at a distance. It's an admittedly grainy video. It's not the most clear that you could possibly have, but it captures enough features that you can identify who is who when you watch this video.
Thanks, darling.
So I told you.
Thank you
the
for
main
everything
video
you
to
do
watch
and
is the
say for
location
me
number
on
2,
the
and
old
smaller
Twitters.
location
I'm
number
taking
3
a
is
break
behind.
from the Twitters.
Before I play the video, I want to orient you to what you're seeing.
No more of that shit.
Along the top,
They can
this
poke
is
the bear all
Del
they
Mar.
want.
The parking lot is just out of view of the camera.
I'm
at
not
the top of the
responding.
Along the top left-hand corner is Selma, forms that intersection. The red arrow is the defendant, Mr. Mayers. And
Shelley, I went back to sleep when I was watching the Koberger trial with you guys. Not trial, Koberger hearing on Defense Diaries earlier today. So I'll have to watch that on replay. Sleep is very important. I didn't think I was going back to sleep, but the dulcet tones of Ann Taylor sent me back.
the green arrow is the victim, Mr. Ephron. Okay.
Amen, Amber. Ahimsa. Hi. Did I miss you? Wait. I can't see you. Crystal's here though. Wait, I can't see anything. Yikes. Yikes. Thanks, Shelley.
Now, what you see as the video plays is the various cameras on
Hi,
location number
Crystal.
2
It
switching
was
between,
sleep-worthy.
3 different cameras that are mounted to that building. What's important about that towards the end
What's
of the video,
important about it is we can't see
you'll
shit.
see as Mr. Mayers is running away from the location, running down Vista Del Mar towards El Centro, he trips a floodlight that's motion activated. And when you watch the video closely, that floodlight is captured at both locations. So location
Hi,
number 2
Crystal.
and location number 3, those cameras each capture that floodlight turning on. And when you watch the videos together, you can see that moment in time when the lights flash on, line up. And that's how you know the sound correlates.
Feral
with the
Friday
video
tonight.
that you're
Looking
seeing
forward to
playing
it.
At the same time from a different location. Now, I told you, we all know the video from location number 2 is from a distance. If you zoom in on the area where this incident happened, and we will play a zoomed in version of this video, what you see is a very pixelated image. But what even that captures still are the colors the individuals are wearing, which is how you can distinguish who is who on the video. You'll see Mr. Ephron on the far left.
We can't see anything. That's just
Ills
red
is
squares
right
and
next to
blue
him.
squares, rectangles.
12, who's wearing the red jacket, is just next to Ills, and then the defendant who's wearing all black is
Wow.
at the bottom of the screen.
How do we know that? We're taking
Again,
their word
I
for it?
understand why
Trust
if you
me,
watch this
bro.
video one time, you may not pick up these features, but as you watch it repeatedly, you'll be able to tell who is who. And you'll also be able to tell when you watch these videos in sequence, because they walk in front of other cameras that are far more clear, that you can easily identify who
Okay.
is who.
Okay,
on this
prosecutor.
video. So this is the zoomed in version of that incident. This does not have any audio.
God, I need new glasses. God damn it.
Shawty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shawty.
Now, as we play the zoomed in version, you'll also see that Mr. Ephron is struggling with Ills. And what Mr. Ephron will tell you is that immediately as the defendant turned and pointed the gun at him, he jumped behind Ills, essentially to put Ills between him
Stay
and the
safe,
defendant.
Candy.
And you'll see on the video the defendant lunging one way and then the other way around Ills, trying to
God, that's
get
hard to
at the
see.
victim, who is holding Ills in front of him.
Dave. Hi. Long
Now,
weekend. 3
despite
nights this
How
weekend.
dangerous this is.
Lots of streams.
Having a semi-automatic pistol pointed at you and discharged twice, you will hear that Mr. Ephron was not seriously injured by this shooting. He has these injuries to the
That's
middle
the
knuckle
injuries.
of one of his
Stop.
hands.
Stop, chat.
Mr.
That's
Ephron will
the
tell you
su-
that
that's
at the
it.
time,
Chat.
the shooting was
Wait.
happening, he immediately felt a burning sensation
Hi,
to his
Bessie.
hand, which led him to believe that these were grazed wounds from one of the bullets that was.
No, man. It looks a whole lot like fucking Colin Albert, right? Nah, man. This is what he's suing ASAP Rocky, Rakim Myers, for $30 million. Sir, sit the fuck down. Your greed is showing. Like, wow. This is what this is what ASAP Rocky could face 24 years in prison for if he's convicted of if he's convicted of this crime. Get the fuck out of here. Wow.
Was shot at him.
Wow.
Perhaps they were. Perhaps they were not. Whether
Joey.
or not the victim in this case was actually shot
There
or
it is,
injured by
Prince
this will
Lover.
not be something that you have to
I've got-
decide at the end of the case.
I've got literally, in my job, I sometimes bang my hands and stuff because it's very physical. And if I don't have to be happen to be wearing gloves, like protect your hands, shit. I knock a bit of skin off, and I knocked a bit of skin off last week on here on my finger, and it was just healing, and I was like, oh, good. It's a bit of a scar, just a little tiny spot, little tiny, like a couple of millimeters. Americans, trust me, small. And then I was getting excited the other afternoon after work because I was putting all my wine bottles and salsa jars in the recycling bin from inside to outside. And in my enthusiastic frenzy, I bumped to that same spot on the brickwork out the front of my house and knocked the top off the little just healed area. It pissed out blood for like so much blood. Literally, I reckon I could sue my landlord for about $1 million, maybe 3 for that little graze, if that's what we're suing $30 million for. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. This is outrageous. Outrageous.
We ask you to wait until the end of the case when the judge instructs you on the law, what elements are actually required to be proven before you make any decision. And to listen to the
Anya,
charges specifically,
who can we sue?
and not consider charges that the defendant is not charged.
Cab.
In this case, he's not charged with attempted murder, for instance. Now, before I move on,
Jelly,
I want to
yikes.
focus in on the last location that I haven't talked about much, location number 4. That location is a loading dock for this building on El Centro. It's right in the corner of El Centro. and Vista Del Mar.
Reese, hi, good to see
And what
you.
you'll see in the video from that location is the defendant, Mr. Mayers, and his companion, Welby,
Mayers.
walking from Vista Del Mar up El Centro towards Hollywood Boulevard. The arrows indicate their path of travel. They're going to come from that corner and then walk up
Thanks, Amber.
El Centro. The camera itself is in that red circle. And you'll see this video is far more clear. And you'll see features of their
Pausing. Chat also, for now, I'll swap out the Free Karen Reid and the Justice for Officer John O'Keefe member only emotes for some relevant ASAP Rocky, etc. Emotes. If you've got any suggestions, drop them in the chat. Amber will put them in our write that down file in Discord. Because if you're just late, if you're just joining us now, we're going to take a break from anything to do with Free Karen Reid. It's just my mental health, and there's nothing left to talk about, to be honest. And I'll let the other creators do it. Let's do something fresh. And this is today. This trial is happened today. First day, opening statements. Here we are.
clothing that you can match up to the clothing from the other videos that we've already watched. For instance, I mean, you can see just from Mr. Mayer's facial features that he's the one wearing all black. You can see
Hi,
from,
Pamela.
his facial
Congratulations.
features
Welcome
compared
to
the video
membership.
structure. And then, as I said, the various features of his clothing, the rhinestones on the hood of his sweatshirt in both videos, and the design of the rhinestone.
Feels
design
like
on the
forever,
chest
huh?
of his sweatshirt at both videos. And taking all the videos.
Oh, for the emotes. Yes, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. I like it. Amber, could you please write that down?
Now, I played the 911 call for you that
I like
LAPD
it.
received at 10:18,
Riri.
which triggered their response. And you'll see in here that at 10:27, LAPD officers responded to the 911 call, and as is their duty, they responded quickly to this call to try to a shots fired in the middle of Hollywood.
Shots fired. Good song. Great song.
You will hear
Prince
from
Lover?
at least one of the officers who responded to that location, and the officer will tell you that as part of their uniform, they wear cameras that are mounted to their chest. And you will actually get to watch camera that captures the police response.
How about that nice angle
After
there,
the
cameraman?
shooting,
Can we make it
The evidence will
Like,
be that all four
parallel,
of these men,
please and thank you?
the defendant, 12E, Ills, and the victim, all left the scene. You'll hear that there were at least 2 people who called 911 to report
Like
this
the new
crime,
one? What the
who
fuck?
were just people living in the surrounding area,
Yikes.
not actually involved in the altercation itself. You'll hear that the 911 callers were reporting different information. So the first call would be that the gunshots were fired at Argyle and Selma. The second call would be that the gunshots
Wait,
were fired
chat.
in the area closer to Vista Del Mar.
Can I get some 69s in the chat? My phone battery percent is on 69. We won't get to 69 in chat tonight, but 69, feeling fine. Taryn's not here. 69 battery percent. Love that shit.
And El Centro. You will hear from the officer that as they
Thank you,
responded,
kids. Love
they
ya.
come to the scene
That's
looking
it.
for a victim. That's their primary focus. Trying to find anyone who needs immediate life-saving attention. Their second focus will be looking for the potential suspects if they can find them.
Thank you. I'll do that now.
And you'll hear from the
Yikes.
officer that as he's receiving information that's taking him to different locations, he's actually going between the different locations and trying to piece together what happened. But what will be important from his testimony is that he is not given a precise location to exactly where this shooting happened. And with the limited information that he has, he and his partners are doing the best job that they can to find any victims, any suspects, or any evidence of a shooting. You'll hear the officer talk to different people who were just out and about, try to figure out what was going on, that neither of the 911 callers
Done. What the
would
fuck?
meet with them,
Done. Thank you for reminding
and
me.
that they searched not only the surrounding streets, but they primarily focused on the parking lot that was right at that corner of Vista Del Mar and Selma, because the second 911 caller had told him, or had relayed that it was possible that the shooting was happening into a car. The officer will tell you that they searched the area and they did not find any evidence of a shooting. They didn't find a victim with injuries. They didn't find any of the suspects, and they didn't find any discharged cartridge cases.
Exactly.
That would come out of a gun after you discharge it in the surrounding area. But
Yes,
again,
thank you for
we
hitting
don't
the
know
like.
exactly
It
where to
helps
look
get us
for
out into the
limited information
algorithm.
that they're getting. You will also hear from Mr. Ephron that approximately
What's
an
your
hour,
favorite? What the fuck?
and he's
Top
not
three.
precise on
Top
the
three.
exact time, but approximately an hour after the shooting, he himself returned to the location. Now, at this time, the police have already responded and left. Mr. Ephron will tell you that he and his girlfriend went there specifically to look for evidence that this had happened, evidence of the shooting.
Spoiler
And
alert,
Mr.
the
Ephron
girlfriend
will tell
wasn't
you
with
that
him.
he knew exactly where the shooting happened, that he was able to locate 2 fired cartridges. This is actually a photograph that Mr. Ephron himself took of one of the fired cartridge cases that he found. Mr. Ephron, you'll hear, went to the police 2 days later, walked into the Hollywood police station to report this crime happening. He brought the 2 fired cartridge cases with him, and he gave them to the police. You will hear that the 2 cartridge cases that he brought in were 9mm Luger caliber cartridge cases.
So many songs. Not the same cartridges, by the way. Wait for the defense.
However, you'll also hear from Mr.
Wild.
Ephron that immediately after the shooting, about an hour and a half later, he started text messaging the defendant. And he text messaged the defendant, "You tried killing me." That was the first message he sent to him.
Ooh,
And
fancy
you'll hear that
PowerPoint.
Mr. Mayers' response was to deny that anything happened. The defendant, in abbreviation, says, "What the fuck is you talking about? Why are you telling people I shot at you?" Denying that any shooting has even happened.
Interesting that this is just a demonstrative. Okay, it's not actual evidence. So demonstratives. I'll never forget when fucking Roberta Glass was like, "I don't understand. What's a demonstrative?" I'm like, it's something they use in court to demonstrate what they're talking about, to better like pictorially depict what they're speaking about. It's not actually evidence, it's a demonstrative exhibit. She was like, dumb bitch, just saying.
Mr.
So
Ephron confronts
kind
him
of
again.
evidence.
"You set me up to try to take me from my daughter." And the defendant responds, "I tried to do what? I know you hate me, I hate you too."
Very
The
strange.
defendant responds again, "Stop making shit up." Again, denying any confrontation took place.
Simi, make sure you
Certainly
bring back
shooting.
cheese.
We've already told you in jury selection, and you will hear evidence, that after this shooting, Mr. Ephron sought money from Mr. Mayers. In fact, right
30 million.
Hours after the shooting, so this is the next day, November 7th, in the early morning hours, 3:40 a.m., you'll hear that Mr. Ephron sent a message to one of his friends saying,
It is a little bit fractured, isn't it? This opening. It's not as bad as fucking Lally's, but it's pretty bad. Wait, the defense is fire, and the prosecution attorney, he objects so many times, and in the end, we'll get to it. But the judge goes, "Stop it! Just stop!" Great.
that he wants money. And identifying the reason why he wants that money is because Mr. Mayers shot at him. You will also hear that based upon these 2 incidents, the parking lot and the shooting on the corner, that Mr. Ephron filed a
I gotta let
civil
the dogs out.
lawsuit
Abby.
against Mr. Mayers. At the end of this case, you will not be asked to award Mr. Ephron any money. So that consideration will not be a part of your what you're asked to determine.
Hang on.
Moving
Let the
forward
dogs
in
out.
time, you'll hear from LAPD detectives that Mr. Mayer's home was searched on April 20th of 2022, and that during that search, LAPD detective recovered a magazine for a semi-automatic pistol that was 9mm caliber, and that it was loaded with 6 unfired 9mm Luger rounds of live ammunition. You will hear that these items were found in Mr. Mayer's bedroom closet. You will also hear that there was no handgun that was 9mm in Mr. Mayer's home.
Yes.
For that magazine. So you have a 9mm magazine, but no handgun to go with it. The last point I want to leave you with before I conclude is that we expect, in this case, that the defense will call 12B, Mr. Phillips, to testify. At the time of the shooting, again, he's friends with all these participants. He's 32 years old. And it is expected that he will testify that the defendant was, in fact, the person on the video who fired the 2 gunshots that we hear. So it will essentially be uncontested that Mr. Mayers was the person who fired the gun at that street corner, and that he will tell you the gun that the defendant fired was a starter pistol. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what the evidence in this case will show at the end of this case. As I've said, we expect that the defense will attempt to present an alternative explanation for what happened that night.
420,
But we ask you
huh?
to do one thing, which is as
Enjoy.
you evaluate the evidence from both sides
Right.
in this case, to not leave your common sense at the door and wait until the end of the case when you have all the evidence to make your decision, listen to the court's instructions on the law, and return the only just
Or if
verdict.
it's evening.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we'll take a break now.
Okay, we're taking a break. Oh, if only, man, I'm such an alcoholic these days. It's not even funny. Like, not all the day
All right,
actually.
please don't discuss the case amongst yourselves or anybody
Thanks,
else.
Judge.
Please do not go on the internet and
No, nobody go on the YouTubes. A starter pistol? Exactly. Scorched earth is fire. They're all fire for different reasons. 420, yay. Lulubelle is my daughter's name too. Oh, that's lovely. We expect the defense to do their job, is what he just said, but in snark. Okay, let's skip through the lunch break. Praise be to Jesus that there is vision so that I can find it. I will make a background for us for this. We will do another lot of ASAP Rocky tomorrow night before we do our reading of the FOIA requested documents regarding Adam Levi Boyd, which came into my hot little hands 24 hours ago. Is that right? Yeah, I think so. It's chilling, and the minimizing that's been going on, and I've been accused of grandstanding. I think, as Amber pointed out to me, and she's got a good point, the residents of Oregon, parents, mothers, fathers of teenage and perhaps younger daughters, in also Idaho, Washington, California, what other states are around there, right? Would like to know that the MO of this cretin, Adam Levi Boyd, is insidious, very concerning, very dangerous, and his probation violation proves that he won't stop. So I don't give a fuck what people are going to say about me. This is a community service, and we'll be going through that tomorrow night. On Sunday night, so I'll have to change the scheduling. We'll do an ASAP Rocky stream first, and then we'll go into the FOIA documents after as a second stream. Quite a comprehensive lot of documents, probable cause affidavit, charging documents, probation requirements. He did some community service and then dipped out of the rest, and then probation violation. So that. And then on Sunday night, Colours Flight and I are going to, we haven't quite worked out the way it's going to look, but Colours Flight and I are going to talk about the timeline, because, again, I don't give a fuck if people think it's just drama. I'm pretty fucking sick of being abused, harassed, and targeted by people who know nothing, and they won't give a fuck what we say. But I'm reading it into the record. Colours and I are going to talk about what actually has been happening, and let the cards fall as they will. After that, I can't imagine we're going to talk about it again, but don't quote me on that.
That's the difference.
Wait, sir.
And it's not like one of those politician problems.
Wait, sir. Lisa. So this is the guy we like, right? Okay, hot mic. I might slow it down just a little, because I like this stuff better.
There you go. All right, back on the record, all parties present and counsel are present. An unavoidable commitment arose
Song break.
for someone involved.
What do you want?
It's unexpected, but it arise.
What do we want? I might play the new one. As a girl, Dad, makes me sick to my stomach and keeps me up at night, always worrying for my beautiful girls. Well, there you go. I mean, we'll talk about it tomorrow night. A convicted pedophile is not nothing. Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. Here, I'm going to play, one song. It's only 2 minutes. Not even. Wait, what do I do? Walk and talk chat. I'm just over here doing my thing behind the scenes. Let's play the new one. I like it. Maybe y'all haven't heard it. Some pause. Stop sharing. StreamYard. Present. Song break, boss, please, Joey. I love you so much. Yes, your wish is my command, Joey. I'm playing Hubris Who dis? This one took me a while because I was trying to push it through the wrong prompts for the song style, and the lyrics were average. The chorus was amazing. Took a break from it. This one, and then came back the next day and another few hours, and here we have it. Bang bang.
Comes now, what you hiding? Comes now, what you got? Ooh. Black holes on your secret sliding, character is shot. Ooh. Sit right back, rest on your laurels, proof is in the pudding. Suddenly you all fired up, next you come out swinging. Clarity, blindness, kill with kindness, build high, hard they fall. Hubris, who disintegrity, kiss the lunacy of it all. Darling of the internet, self-proclaiming cunt. Hedged your bets until you didn't. Scroll becomes a run. In sheep's clothing, smiling, gloating, fake one like a mask. Calculated, saturated, sharpened for the task. Clarity, blindness, kill with kindness, build high, hard they fall. Hubris, who disintegrity, kiss the lunacy of it all. Accusations, all confessions, fingers point at thee. Tucking, weaving, heavy breathing, pure skullduggery. Clarity, blindness, kill with kindness, build high, hard they fall. Hubris, who disintegrity, kiss the lunacy of it all. Take a breath, take a bow, serenity now, what the fuck? Clarity, blindness, kill with kindness, build high, hard they fall. Hubris, who disintegrity, kiss the lunacy of it all. But are you okay? No, seriously, you good?
So yes, Amber did say, and she's right, it does sound tinny when it gets streamed through StreamYard. If you listen to them directly, that song in particular, or all of them, are much more fulsome in the sound. So if you like that as the tinny version through StreamYard, give it a bit of a listen through the playlist itself. I am working on, but I've got a lot on my plate, turning all of the songs into one epic Spotify album. However, I need to try and delegate that task to somebody. Kevy, when you're out of the eye of the storm, I'm looking at you, son. Man. Okay, play this. Did I share it? Yes.
Consequently, we will not be in session on Monday, but we will resume on Tuesday. So we have 3 days off. All right, so not in session Monday. We'll be here on Tuesday. All right. Mr. Sloman is finished, and Mr. Zakpina, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this case is about one man's jealousy, lies, and greed. That man is not Rakim. That man's Terell Ephron, or you heard the name Relly. He is the source of all the evidence in this case, all that the prosecution is going to rely on. He's the source.
I'm going to slow it down a bit more.
The 2 assaults you're going to hear about in this case were both committed by this Relly. Both. All the evidence comes through his mouth. Every single piece of evidence for you to decide these charges comes through his.
So I don't know. I just believe what the defense attorney says at this point over what the prosecution says. The prosecution's, perhaps it was just that he wasn't great at linear storytelling. If this guy, Tacopina, Joe Tacopina, can back what he says in his opening statements, this is a slam dunk for ASAP Rocky, I believe.
This case rises or falls on his credibility. The videos you saw, without his testimony, proves absolutely nothing.
I'll have a
You
look.
need to believe his testimony and his version of events from the video.
Very good, huh? Wait,
for
this
these
one.
charges to be proven. The last thing the
Thanks,
district attorney
Mike.
said on
Mwah.
his,
Catch you tomorrow night, maybe.
was, don't leave your common sense at the door or use your common sense, something like that. Please
It's
don't leave your
1.05.
common sense at the door. I implore you to use your common sense in this case.
Very low volume. Sorry, chat. That's as loud as I can make it.
Look, I will address the credibility of Relly in great detail later, what the evidence will show. But first, let me begin explaining the purpose of an opening statement, what we do here. Opening statements are really lawyers giving you a preview of how we believe the evidence is going to show you, come in. How it will unfold in this case, but it's more than that, actually. It's a promise to you. It's a promise from
Vixie.
us to you.
Hi, darling.
It's a promise that what we say is going to be proven is actually proven. And it's not like one of those politician promises. You know the politician promises, right?
Holly, harsh.
If you vote for me, I'll lower taxes, I'll make it safe, unemployment will go down. All those
It's
great
exciting,
things
Candy.
that
I'm
politicians promise, and then based on those promises, you vote. And then you hope they fulfill those promises. Not here. Here, both sides make promises to you right now. You get to see if we fulfill those promises, and then you vote. That's the difference. Ladies and gentlemen, you represent the state of California, the people of the state of California. It's an awesome burden. And there's no greater service a citizen of this country can do than serve in the military or do what you're being asked to do right now. Stand in judgment of another person in a matter of such great importance. It's an incredible burden to bear. But that's why the 16 of you were chosen. There were 106 people here. You made the cut because you all, and even the alternates, assured us that you could carry out that burden fairly, impartially, without a bias, without a closed mind. Listen to the evidence carefully before rendering your decision, you promised. And to base your decision only on the evidence, not some preconceived notions stemming from the nature of this case or what you may have read or heard.
This is entirely arguable.
But just on facts. And to abide by the basic tenets of our Constitution, proof beyond a reasonable doubt and a presumption.
You wait till the hissy fits the
They're not mere
prosecution
technicalities,
pulls. It's so
they're the
funny.
backbone of this country. A person is presumed innocent, the Judge Gray told you. And it means he is in fact innocent until and unless the prosecution proves otherwise beyond a reasonable doubt. A reasonable doubt, the judge will give you the law later at the end of the case, but it's a doubt that causes you to hesitate in a matter of importance in your own life. I submit to you the decision you make in this case at the end will be the most important decision in the life of Rakim Mayers. And I'm confident that if you apply the standard and hold the prosecution to the burden of proving each and every element of both counts, beyond that doubt, the reasonable doubt, this will work out. And that's why the 16 was one assures. Look, this is serious business, and I just want to tell you one last thing before we dive
30
in.
million bucks, huh?
I just think some jurors, some people, when they become jurors, forget. No one here is going to, both sides, I'm not going to ask you to do anything you don't do in your everyday life. No one's going to ask you to do anything when you're assessing credibility, when you make determination of credibility.
Always
Nothing
Vixie.
you don't do in your everyday
Actually,
life.
can we do Vixie's
Whether
channel
someone's
as
telling the
well,
truth,
please,
whether
Mods?
they're lying, whether they're mistaken. Just bring your everyday life experiences, and you'll be the best jurors possible. There is no magic formula, there is no elixir, and as you now know, there is no jury school. Use your God-given common sense in looking at this evidence. I know that will package you this case.
Thank you, Prince Lover.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is Joe Decapini, along with Sarah Kaplan and Chad Siegel. I have the absolute honor and privilege to represent Rakim Mayers' case. He's known
Stream
fully
elements.
as a
Why is stream elements being a bummer?
The evidence will show you that Rocky was a self-made man, risen from the most humble beginnings to extraordinary successes through work, dedication, and artistic
Your Honor,
brilliance.
this is argument is also irrelevant.
Oh, look at him. He's pissed. Oh,
What is said in opening statement is not evidence. What is evidence is what can be proven.
no
Yeah.
lube, Michelle.
Sometimes things are said in opening statement that cannot be proven, that are not.
Tim Ellens has gone to sleep.
Sometimes they are. That's what this case will be about.
Remember my promises, I'll remember theirs. When we talk
He's a
about
big
these
guy, isn't he,
closing
Red Metal?
statements.
Big guy.
I remember the DA put up a slide in the opening.
It's
From
so
Harlem, Him
classless.
and Rihanna talked about when he was a teenager. I want to do the same thing. You'll hear he was born in Harlem, like they said. He was raised in poverty.
Your Honor,
You'll hear that
Your Honor, the same objection.
Shut the fuck up, prosecution. Rude man.
you'll hear about his upbringing, his mother and his siblings, and how he overcame with hard work, with dedication.
This is the opening, yes. First day. Started today, Vixie.
Mr. Terell,
Rocky is not only a,
I do want you to stick to what you, the evidence will show.
yes, sir, I do believe the evidence will show that, but I'm gonna get deeper into these facts, but what the evidence will also show.
Hi, Moon Goddess.
Not
Good to
only
see
a
you.
celebrated artist and a fashion icon, he's a man who raised a beautiful family, as the district attorney put up the picture, his significant other.
So if you're coming in late, thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome. Make sure you hit the like on your way in or out. So this is ASAP Rocky on trial for first day, started today in Los Angeles, on trial for the alleged shooting assault of a former childhood friend named Terell Ephron. Happened back on the 6th of November, 2021. The defense attorney here will, I think, as long as you can back it up, make it pretty clear that this is a grab for $30 million by a man who got some grazed knuckles, alleging that they were grazed as part of this shooting incident. Looks a lot more like he scraped it on a brick wall or fell to the floor or to the ground and scraped it on the sidewalk. You be the judge. So far at this point, I'm leaning towards there not being really a case here, but we shall see.
Your Honor,
You got to get to the facts.
You're gonna hear the stark contrast in two individuals.
Fucking A, Ray.
Rocky
Oh, I didn't
on
see
one
you.
side,
Sorry, Moon Goddess.
Terell Ephron on the other side.
Hi.
Known as
Official
Rocky.
hi.
He represents a very different narrative. The evidence will show you that this Relly presents himself to the world as a wealthy, successful man. Source light that he's a recording artist. Businessman. He wants a very lavish lifestyle
Rude
on
man.
social media.
I hate rude people.
Posed with luxury goods.
Your
Posed
Honor, the same objection, none of this is evidence.
Evidence will show you this. None of this is evidence yet. There's no evidence on both sides.
I love him.
Posting pictures of himself with large sums of cash and whatnot. It's fraud. He is all about a money grab. The truth is far different. And you're going to see these
Thank you for that.
this extravagant lifestyle that Terell flaunts is nothing more than a fraud, built on not on success and hard work, but upon criminal activity.
Some are definitely gone, Amber.
Ladies and gentlemen,
They're
this
gone.
case is all about money.
Street
I've said it
is dynamic.
once, twice, I'll say it a few more times. The evidence will show you it's nothing more than a money grab, nothing more. A clear attempt at extortion by Relly, so he could funding this extravagant lifestyle of his that he presents to the world. You're going to see the only reason we're in this courtroom is because Rocky would not agree to be a victim of another one of his crimes. That's why we're here. So Rocky said, here's some money. We're not here. He doesn't go to the police. And even after he went to the police, if Rocky gave him money, we're not here. It's not about justice, it's about money for him.
He's very
Here is the end
engaging,
of the
isn't he?
story, and I will show you.
I like him.
The evidence will make clear that Relly is trying to leverage a fabricated story to extract money from Rocky
100%.
using lies.
They love the lies, don't they? Hydrate,
Yeah,
sir.
this will show
Peace
you
lover. He must have heard you.
that Relly is a blatant perjurer, someone who takes an oath. Despite that oath, lies. The evidence will show you, and you will see him commit perjury right before you in this court.
Oof. Big call.
And you'll see how important that is to this case. Because the evidence will show that despite all the evidence they claim to have, all of it, and I mean all of it, will rise and fall on the word of Relly and his credibility. Period. End of story. You will see if you can't believe him, the prosecution's case fails. Now let's walk you through the events leading to the incident of November 6th, 2021, which is that part of this case. But to do that, we have to start a few years back. From Relly's own testimony, that was the catalyst for this incident. His resentment, not his own testimony, his resentment was the catalyst for this incident, and his animosity towards Rakim. The evidence will show you that Relly met Rocky when he was in high school in Harlem. They were both part of that creative and artistic conglomerate called ASAP, which now you know means always strive and prosper.
Ah.
Over the years, Rocky achieved more and more success.
Sidebar. Every time anyone says ASAP in conversation, not to do with this, my brain always goes ASAP Rocky, ASAP Ferg, ASAP Rocky. Every time. It's just my brain. Every time. And it's going to be even more so now.
In the entertainment industry.
But also today I learned that Rakim is why he's Rocky, right? Cool. Hey, we've got the same tattoo behind our ear. Similar.
First, he did maintain a friendship with Relly. Unfortunately for him. He even sought to help Relly through professional collaboration. But that wasn't enough for Relly, clearly. You'll see the kind of person Relly is in this court. You're going to see it. He was jealous and angry, and as Rocky rejected some of the projects he presented him, Relly's resentment grew deeper and darker.
We're watching opening statements in the ASAP Rocky trial. Thanks for joining.
So embittered by the success achieved by Rocky, someone he once considered peer, Relly embarked on a dangerous course of action. And in November 2021, Relly's resentment towards him.
So what you're all saying is that you're not hood bitches like me. Yeah, ASAP Rocky. They came out of Harlem, a bunch of high school friends from 2006, bit like YSL, the YSL gang. The ASAP guys all called themselves, they grew up together, they came up together, called themselves ASAP Rocky, ASAP 12, ASAP, and so on. And he's a rapper. He's life partners with Rihanna. They have 2 beautiful children together, and he's on trial for giving someone a boo-boo in a fight, but looking at 24 years in prison if convicted of this alleged crime. Yikes. He just this week turned down a plea deal, which was, what, Amber, 180 days in jail and something, and he turned it down. He's like, no, fuck that. I didn't do this shit. I didn't do it.
Reached the fever pitch.
A lot riding on
This
this.
tragedy had struck another member of this ASAP group, an individual named ASAP Josh, had untimely death. He passed away. Evidence will show you that Rocky stepped up, spoke to the parents, to the mom, ASAP Josh, and offered to cover the cost for the funeral, bring the body back to New York, and pay for the funeral. But Relly, still blinded by resentment, believed otherwise. He thought for some reason Rocky didn't agree to pay, or had agreed to pay, and didn't actually pay. And he was furious.
Money.
He went as far as to threaten physical violence against him because he thought he didn't pay for the funeral.
Look at this guy's back. Wait. Watch as he walks across, not being thirsty, a little bit thirsty. This guy works out. Watch his back. Oh, I'm a back girl.
And he was furious. Furious.
Look at him.
He went as far as to threaten
Watch.
physical violence against him
Sir.
because he thought he didn't pay for the funeral or for the expense of flying the body back. He was wrong because he did pay. But he went as far as to threaten physical violence. And you're going to see that for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. On October 16th, a few weeks before this incident that you'll hear about, Relly told his friend that Rocky was a piece of shit and declared, I'm going to beat this nigga up. Now, it's funny.
I will fuck you
I
up.
showed you a lot of text messages. I didn't see that one. Did not see that one. That's the catalyst. That's
That
weeks
V-taper
before
girl.
this incident, when he came in hot on November 6, 2021 on Argyle. And if you fast forward only a few weeks on November 6, 2021, you'll see that. You see that Relly sought to turn those threatening words into dangerous actions. And he did. The evidence will show you that on November 6, 2021, Rocky was scheduled to attend a music festival.
I'm not looking at his butt
called
either.
Confrontation, with two other members of the ASAP crew, Elijah Langa and Janelle Phillips, now know them as ASAP Ills and ASAP 12. So in order to address Relly's resentment, because he was really mad, and have him accompany Ills and 12 to the festival, Rocky reached out to him multiple times. As a matter of fact, he saw a text from one of Relly's friends to Relly saying, hey, I think he wants you, Rocky wants you to perform at Complex Con. So Rocky was trying to get him to come. It was sort of a celebration of the ASAP crew. So Rocky, yes, he was urgently messaging him because they were late.
He does
this
bloody everything.
Complex Con. You're going to hear that from multiple witnesses. He was making them late for the show, so there were multiple messages from both 12 and Rocky. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? However, you're going to learn that although Relly, because Rocky had reached out to Relly to make plans to meet at his hotel. And you're going to learn, however, that Relly said he was staying at the Lowe's Hotel, who was in fact staying at the Lowe's Hotel, lied to Rocky and said he was staying at the W Hotel. Why? Because he wanted Rocky to think he was staying at a nicer place, according to him, which is consistent with his pattern of showing off a phony, extravagant lifestyle. But also consistent with his pattern of lying. You'll see Relly committed perjury about that exact reason. And despite Rocky's best intentions, the evidence will show you that Relly was angry when he agreed to meet Rocky that day. And that anger came to a head when he encountered Rocky on the street, outside of a parking lot, on Argyle Avenue, leading to a brief altercation that took place on the street, which you saw a clip of, a very short clip of. You'll learn that Relly claims Rocky instigated, I mean, Relly, by the way, is twice the size of him, but we'll get to that. Relly claims that Rocky instigated the altercation, but the evidence will show you it was Relly who was the one looking for a fight. And you'll hear about Relly's day, the hours before meeting Rocky. You'll hear what happened that day. Independent of Rocky in that day. You'll hear Relly's claim that Rocky pressed a gun to his stomach, to his chest, and his head. But the evidence, the independent evidence, the stuff that you don't need Relly's word for, will show you otherwise. Fortunately, the video evidence from the parking garage captured the incident. And that just lies to Relly's fabricated story about that. The video will also show you who the real aggressor was here. It shows you that Relly approached Rocky and reached out first. It was Relly who made the first physical contact. You can see in a second. The DA said that Rocky was the aggressor. There's a video there. It also shows that what followed was a very quick scuffle. Again, you saw it. With Relly making physical contact and pulling Rocky towards him. Not Rocky pushing Relly, who outweighs him by almost 100 pounds. Not Rocky pushing Relly, but Relly pulling Rocky. The DA said in his opening, he said that Rocky was pushing Relly.
Hi, Dave. Sorry, I was
Who
eating
else said Relly
cheese.
was pulling Rocky? Relly said that. Relly in a statement. And when he watched the video, said, yes, I was pulling Rocky this way. That's not a good narrative. So they just changed that. But Relly has made statements about this incident. And they're stuck with those. It shows the incident was over in a matter of seconds, this videotape. And despite Relly's exaggerated claims that there was no evidence that a gun was pressed against his stomach, direct at his chest, or pointed at his head. There's none. This didn't happen. Instead, the evidence shows that Relly, again, physically much larger than Rocky was the antagonizer here. Now, all that being said, I do need to pause here for a second. I need to pause here for a second and address the very thing that serves as the basis for Relly's fabricated story. The video that you saw, the first video, shows Rocky holding an object what appears to be a gun. And Relly seized on that and manufactured his extortion claim. And we'll get to the extortion in a bit. Remember,
Joseph. Thanks, darling. Wait.
And if I'm
Hey, shorties, I ate 2 pieces of cheese and remembered to unmute myself both times I came back. Yes, yes. Joey, thank you. This for Joseph. This for Joseph.
Count it 5, 10, yeah, 15, 20, 25, 30, yeah, get the money.
Cool. Thanks, Joey. Welcome, new members.
not good on my promise, you'll hold it against me. I want you to. The evidence will make clear that the object Relly alleged was a firearm was absolutely nothing more than a prop gun. The DA ended his opening statement saying, 12B will tell you that. He'll testify on behalf of Rakim can tell you that. Not just
All
12B,
cheese. All
multiple
cheese.
witnesses
All cheese.
will tell you that.
Cheese is
Not
bae.
just 12B. Multiple witnesses will tell you that that was a prop gun.
Joey flicking out the 5s.
You'll learn that that was a prop gun, also called a starter gun, a blank gun, but it's a type of fake gun. It's used in prop movies and music videos. It's also used to scare off
Smart ass.
attackers by looking
Absolutely.
and sounding like a real gun.
Maybe I'm a
Without actually
professional now,
firing a live
Michelle.
round.
Maybe.
The evidence will show you that Rocky, obviously, I think you all know by now, is a high-profile person in the public spotlight, and he was a party. The evidence will show, in fact, that he was a victim of prior violence, which caused him to have to carry this. Victim of home invasions, victim of a stalker at that time, in November of 2021, victim of a slashing on his face, which he still carries with him today. It's,
Your Honor,
Well,
there's
it's
been,
going-
Your Honor, there's been no.
Judges says overruled. Shut the fuck up. Rude man. It's all right, Joe. We got you, boo.
Rocky was advised by security to carry a prop gun to scare off potential attackers. And by the way, folks, listen to this one. Rocky was licensed to possess firearms and licensed to carry firearms in November of 2021. He was licensed by the state of California. He could have legally had his own firearm. He didn't want to carry a real gun, though. Despite his ability to do so legally, he didn't want to carry a real gun. For fear that he would either injure someone or himself. Again, I want to repeat that. He didn't need to hide a gun, carry an illegal gun. He was licensed to carry a gun in this state. So you're going to learn that in July 2021, a few months before the incident with Relly, Rocky was in a music video with Rihanna that had prop guns in it. The evidence will show you that Rocky.
I'll come back as a water bottle.
Which he carried as a security measure, as he was advised to do to scare off potential attackers. And that's exactly what he tried to do with Relly on November 6, 2021. Unfortunately, you hear that Relly was not to be deterred, not scared, because Relly knew that that gun wasn't real. There will be evidence to that fact. And all of Rocky's friends knew that Rocky.
Colors there. He's being accused. He's accused of allegedly shooting his shooter pistol because there was no. We'll get to it. There was no evidence of a weapon having been fired at the scene. The 7 police officers who turned up very in short order after the reports of whatever happened, the scuffle it was, and shots did ring out. But we'll get to it. ASAP Rocky shot 2 shots. We heard them in the very beginning of the prosecution's opening of his starter pistol, firing blanks into the air, and then we did see images of the alleged victim's knuckles being grazed. So he's being attempted murder. Yes, thank you, Michelle. Attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon. He's facing 24 years in prison, ASAP Rocky, Rakim Mayers, if convicted of this. But so it's wild. It is wild because the injuries, even if they even happened from a gun not being shot, it's a bit like how Officer John O'Keefe wasn't actually hit by a car. So what are we even doing here? He didn't go to the hospital for 2 days afterwards, and because he just needed a Band-Aid on his knuckles.
Carry prop gun for safety. All of them.
Yeah, knuckle dragging, right? Right.
In fact, the evidence will show you that Relly not only told Rocky as much, but he actually called Rocky's bluff and said, shoot me.
The dollars grab,
No,
colors.
And he couldn't.
So by all accounts, I think we'll get to it, and the prosecution does object. Lol. That the alleged victim wanted to sue ASAP Rocky civilly. I hadn't pressed any charges because there's no charges to press. And the civil attorney said, you've got nothing unless you can get him convicted in a criminal court. And if he is convicted there, then sure, we can pursue him civilly and for $30 million. So he just wanted money, in my opinion. And the alleged victim, Terell, Ephron, couldn't just go straight to civil, so had to do the whole this. And here we are.
With all this laid out, I do want to show you the video and walk you through it with respect to the first encounter. I'm going to play it once, it's quick, and then I want to show you 2 snippets. Here's the first encounter.
Yeah, it is. It's assault with a deadly weapon, but you know. So here we go. We're watching the whole thing now. Prosecution clipped it because context. Why would we bother? Why would we bother?
Shawty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shawty.
Okay, now, there's 2 things I want to play for you in there. The first thing is, the first person to raise a hand to anyone is Relly. You're going to see when he comes up, initially, that's him, you all agree, in those black pants coming up. First person in the video. You'll see if he goes with his left hand. He raises his hand first. Play that one snippet. Oh, you know this. Boom.
Definitely has big unity energy.
Boom. He comes up with that left hand before Rocky raises his right hand. And how do you know that? Play the next clip, please.
Play the next clip, please. Yes, play it. Send it.
He has his hand around Rocky's neck or shoulder, and Rocky's right hand then finally comes up. Boom. This guy has his hands around Rocky's neck or shoulder before Rocky's right hand comes up. Boom. And then you heard and you saw in the video, they going backwards. Relly, again, who's much bigger, you can see that from there, said to the police, yeah, I pulled him back. I pulled him back. They told you, oh, Rocky pushed him back. That's not what Relly said. Defies sort of the laws of physics. He
He's a
weighs
big
about
man.
almost 100
I
pounds.
wonder how tall he
Relly
is. Do we know how
pulled
tall he
him
is?
back.
Not thirsty. Whew, that back. Whew.
And by the way, all the gun pointing to the head, chest, pressed against the stomach would have had to have happened within seconds of that video with that kid Ills in between them. Seconds. You saw none of that on the video. And the second encounter, after that brief altercation by the parking garage, Relly was angry and out of control still. And he wouldn't stop. The evidence will show you that those three guys, Rocky, Ills, and 12, walked away.
We can't
They
stop. You
walked
can't
away.
stop.
There's a
Won't
map
stop.
put up here. I don't have one of those. It was nice.
Woo.
It was a map showing where the first thing happened, and then there's a block, and then a walk around the block where the second thing happened. That guy followed them around two corners. Pursuing them. He hadn't had enough, apparently. They
He's
were
thirsty
walking
too,
away
what the
from him,
fuck?
trying to get away from him. He pursued them around two corners. And the evidence will show you that those guys, Rocky, Hills, and Colby, tried to get away from him. They tried. You'll hear that, although Relly claimed that Rocky had a real gun, now, Relly not only continued to follow the guy with a real gun, but he followed and yelled at them and berated them and told the Ills,
Red medal,
you're
you
a
do.
crackhead. And told 12, you live in the projects. You're not successful like me. And told Rocky, you're a bitch.
Ooh, snap. Rocky.
So the guy who supposedly pulled a real gun on him, and now apparently someone else has a knife too, and they're running away from him, he's chasing them, antagonizing them, bragging about his own successes. You'll listen to Relly's story about that, ladies and gentlemen. You get to assess the credibility. Because it will continue to unravel. His story will continue to unravel. Even the police questioned him. Why would you continue to follow Rocky after he supposedly pulled a real gun out on you?
Why,
Said the
indeed.
police to Relly. And you'll hear Relly's answer to the police. I don't know. That was the answer. I don't know. I promise you that answer doesn't change in this courtroom. That's what he said initially when asked. And of course he didn't know. He had to say, I didn't know why I followed him. Because he couldn't tell the police the truth that he knew Rocky's gun was a prop gun. Because that wouldn't work for his narrative. One that couldn't actually shoot him. And because he was aware of that fact, Relly continued his aggression. You'll hear that Relly was so angry that he was ready to hit 12, according to Relly. You'll hear that he was so angry that he hated Ills, according to Relly. You'll learn that when Relly finally caught up with him around two corners, on the corner of Selma and Vista Del Mar, his anger and hatred came to a boiling point, and he attacked this kid Ills. Attacked him. And make no mistake about this, the evidence will show you Relly was the aggressor there as well. And Rocky, again, significantly smaller than Lee, fired that prop gun, that starter gun, which makes sounds just like a real gun. That's the purpose of it. He fired it twice, hoping the sound would be enough to scare off Relly and protect Ills. Wrong. Relly didn't stop. He didn't stop because he knew it was a prop gun, but he didn't stop. And the evidence will show you that after Rocky fired those two warning shots with that prop gun,
Good to me.
car alarms went off. Because there was that big parking lot right there where they were.
Like
Car alarms went
SpongeBob.
off.
He's
I'm
like
sorry,
SpongeBob.
it's hard to look everywhere. So 12E,
Okay, I'm gonna
sort of sound mind.
I'm gonna have to objection chat. I think the problem, air quotes problem, is that his back is so epically big that relative to his legs, which if you look at his butt, which I have been, He's actually got firm, nice buns. Okay. I used to be a bodybuilder. Proportionally, his back is so expansive. The breadth of his upper body makes his legs look like chicken legs. But if you look right there, right now, and sorry, I'm going to go into this because it's obviously weighing heavily on all of our minds. I think you'll find that he actually does have good legs and a very nicely formed gluteal area. And it's only that his back is so big that it makes him look. I guarantee you don't get. So here's how muscle growth works. You can't get that level of upper back muscularity if you don't train the biggest muscles in your body, which are your legs. So he would squat, he would do deadlifts, he has got hamstrings. And the only reason his back is so big is because he does he does train everything. That's just how muscle growth works. So please, no Joe slander. No, I retract. Like strike. He's not SpongeBob. He is a specimen. Okay, that isn't made out of sponge. That. Look at his butt. Okay, carry on. Sorry, Joe. His brain is amazing too. God.
Rocky, hey, listen, man. Get out of here. The car alarm's going off now. People are going to start coming.
Trust me,
Rocky
bro.
obviously is a public figure. And now people are going to have their attention drawn to this. Get out of here. Rocky, listen. You persuaded Rocky to leave the scene. 12E said, I'll check on Ills, because Ills was having a rough go of it. Ills is smaller than Rocky. And really was pummeling. You're going to hear about how Ills' face looked after this encounter. It was a hot mess.
I don't think Jason Momoa is hot at all. But that's just me.
So you'll hear a different story from
cabin.
Relly. He claims he grabbed him, Ills, as a human shield. A human shield. Funny, Ills didn't get shot. But he was the human shield. Evidence will show you that's just another lie. It's another lie. The evidence will show you that. You'll see that Relly knew the poplar couldn't hurt him, first of all. Second, you're going to see that Relly wasn't hiding behind Ills or under Ills. In fact, in the video, you look carefully and we'll show you, you'll see that Relly's on top of Ills as they're on the floor, on top of him. Punch.
He packs
And
a punch,
even after
lady.
Rocky left the scene, that's important. Even after Rocky left the scene and ran, the evidence will show you that Relly continued to attack Ills. A witness will walk you through that. That sort of is a problem for them. I mean, this guy was claimed he was shot at one point, and he is still attacking the guy that he started to attack before there was any warning shots fired. He's still attacking, not to be deterred by any starter pistol or real bullets from him. The DA played you a video here that had that sound. There was a little box in the bottom that had sound. Or pop pop. That video is called the sequence surveillance video. The district attorney played on the road. Funny part about that video is that they cut out that last part of the video. We'll play the full part. But the part where Ills goes back and attacks, Relly goes back and attacks Ills. They cut that part of that video out. It's not on that sequence surveillance video. They cut out those last 3-4 seconds. That's a problem. Now, this altercation, like the first one around the corner, was also captured on video, but as you saw, that thing is not clear. And I saw some pictures up here earlier. It looked like aliens or something. But it's not clear, but you can make some things out. But even Relly in his testimony said, I really can't tell what happened in that video. So we have to go on his word now. And although the video captured that incident, that was less than half a minute not particularly clear. The evidence will make clear what happened there. The evidence will. Relly physically attacked Bills. Rocky tried to use a prop gun to defend him. And with that, I want to walk you through that video the best we can. We'll play it first. And you notice drill leaders at the corner. Up here.
Oh, ladies, he's up on the podium. Woo.
Focus on here. They go.
Yes, stand there, sir.
There's Rocky. There's 12B. Then Hills comes and he's following. You see him go right after Hills, really. And that's when Rocky
Interesting.
fires the warning shots.
Exactly. Blank shots. Rocky fired 2
And
warning
there's Hills
shots.
on
Blank
top.
shots.
I mean, really on top of Hills, punching him. That's Hills going down to the ground. Rocky's gone. 12B's about to be gone. And watch. There goes Relly back after Hills. And then he goes away after he hits him again. Hills eventually caught up with 12B and Rocky. His face was basically busted open. We have the clips. So I'm going to play broken down little clips. The first one is then all being followed.
You do you, what the fuck? You do you.
All being followed by Relly. 3 of them trying to get away. First Rocky, then 12, then Hills. And Relly's still coming hard.
Just send pictures of your boobs. Lol.
And you'll get to see some
Joking.
later. The second one is Relly on top of Hills on the ground. Is that right? Yes. Let's see if I can help here. Hold on, can I stand up here for a second?
Actually, Alex is going to get,
Alex.
we have a pointer in the courtroom,
Oh,
and he's going to get it.
all right.
So, yeah, you can stand where you want to stand, but in a little while, Alex will bring up the pointer, and you can use it, or Mr. Lewin can use it, or Mr. Loma can use it, or Mr. Siegel can use it.
Wow, chat. We've been
So
going for
not
almost
forward,
2
but
hours.
just go forward.
Goodness gracious.
Okay.
Wild.
All right. Can you go back again, guys?
Yes, come back here, sir.
This is the clip where you see Relly, and you get to see it later. Don't worry. Relly, big guy, on top of that little guy Hills, on top of him, not using him as a shield. Watch. Go ahead. There's Relly, that's Hills down, and Relly on top of him. Look at him. He's not worried about a shield. He's going after him. And then the last clip is. Are we playing that last clip too? Take a
Time
look at
does
it.
fly
It's-
when you're thirsty. Andy.
After Rocky's gone, Relly continues his pursuit of Hills. This poor little kid. And he hits him again before he peels off. He goes to the left to hit Hills, and then he goes to the right.
So basically,
There's also
what he's saying, because we're very thirsty and maybe a little bit distracted, what this defense attorney, Joe, big fan of Joe, we all are, is saying, he's pointing out here is that the victim runs after the supposed shooter, ASAP Rocky, the accused, knowing full well that he doesn't actually have a functioning proper weapon, that was just a dummy. And when he, I can't remember, I think both the attorneys said that, but it was definitely the prosecution, said that when the victim, the alleged victim, went to the police and they asked him, well, why did you run after him if he had a gun? And he's like, I don't know. So, Feral Friday starting early, Joey. Anyway, we're going to finish up these opening statements and then we can head on over to Feral Friday with Barb. Barb is a special guest.
a witness that saw this. Unfortunately, Rocky's attempt to scare Relly didn't have the intended effect, obviously. Instead, Relly continued his attack on Hills and then hatched his extortion plan.
Here we go.
What you'll learn is that Relly returned to that scene an hour later. He returned to the scene an hour later. And he attempted to fabricate evidence. Ladies and gentlemen, this is some offensive stuff. It's going to be crystal clear to you. He attempted to fabricate evidence. You hear Willie's claim that he came back to the
I'm not sure
area
about
an
his
hour
real.
later with his girlfriend, Lydia Parker, and that while they were there, he quickly found 2 shell casings that were occupied right there.
Like taillight pieces.
And then he videotaped them. An hour later, you will see that story fall apart so hard.
Ooh, so hard.
Why? Because the evidence will show you that well before Relly returned to the area, 7 police officers, like a SWAT, 7 police officers arrived at that same spot. They
He's also
responded to the
thirsty,
scene
ladies.
And carefully searched every inch of that area. I could not.
Inches matter.
On the open statement. Oh, the police didn't know where to look. Police searched the exact same spot where Relly claims he picked up the bullets. Not close to it, not near it, the exact same spot. Thank God there's videotapes. There's a body cam from the police where they're searching. And there's a surveillance video that you see here that captures Relly coming back an hour later. Exact same spot. So, we're playing it now?
We'll play it now.
Well, it's not-
We playing.
We're showing. Showing. So this is where the police are. Oh, this is back. The police are searching with flashlights. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 right there right now. There were 7. There's another one here. This is where the alleged tussling was with Relly and Ills. Rocky's here. Twelby's here. Here's the corner they came around. So this is where the shots. Yeah.
No, Joey, Feral Friday
This is where
starting
the
at
shots
9 Eastern,
were-
as per.
Like, easy on the
Wait, I missed that funny. Sir, please don't hit us. Don't use that stick on us. Joey, from what I can see, Feral Friday starts at 9 on the tubes. So we've got about another 45 minutes before we'll portal over there, and then we'll head to Kick after that. Yes.
Very high tech, Your Honor. This is where the shots were.
Like, easy on the
This is where the shots were discharged according to Relly right here. Okay, right here. Look at where they're searching. This is where Relly, as he comes back an hour later and picks it up. And here's a landmark. Look, this is the corner that they all came around. Right here. This is where it all started. And here, there's that opening right here. See this big orange, red, whatever this thing is here? Look at the picture below. Okay. That thing there is that thing here. That opening here, this is the big orange thing. You can't really
Yes.
see it here.
Woo!
You'll be up to date. It's with you.
Fridays are always feral.
This is that orange
Yep, shorty.
thing.
It's been a while.
Go back up again, guys. Down to the other one. Is that orange thing? Directly across a few feet there is where they're searching. Go down.
Yes, yes,
Directly
yes. I
across
get it.
a
I
few
get
feet
it
there is
now.
Where they're searching. You
No,
know where that
don't
is?
stop.
It's really an hour later. Going to the police, they capture that surveillance video. That's him an hour later, coming back, retrieving the bullets in the exact same spot at the. Go ahead up.
It's lovely to have you back, Colours. We've missed you. Your schedule's been all out.
Cops were searching with a flashlight. And the cops weren't there looking for, they didn't know why. The cops were there looking for
Same, Vixie.
shell casings because they were called in for shots fired.
Shots fired.
So
Think so.
what the police officers searching that scene found were no shell casings, no bullet fragments anywhere, and they were there. 7 officers with flashlights searching everywhere. No shell casings, no bullet fragments, no damaged property. Understand, there was a parking lot filled with cars right across from where this alleged shooting was, a real one, right? Not a window broken, a tire popped, a dent in a piece of metal.
What the fuck?
No
Don't make
damage
promises you
to
can't
any
keep.
vehicle at all. Absolutely no sign of a real gun being fired, as one of the police officers on the scene said. I repeat that. One of the police officers on the scene said, there's no evidence of a gun being fired. But still, they're going to ask you to believe Relly, who miraculously found them in the dark An hour later, after 7 trained officers with searchlights.
Nick, oh, dirty pause. Sorry, Joe. Unfortunately, you're going to be outnumbered. The ladies, myself also being somewhat of a lady, we are digging it because it gives us a nice outline of his expansive back. There's been some thirst in the chat, Nick. Watch it. They'll the mob mentality will take over you. The ladies will attack you.
In the same exact spot. Couldn't find them. So much for the officers didn't know where to look. They were right in the same spot. So, for that matter,
Nobody
although
puts
Relly's
what's a
gonna
fuck
claim
in a timeout.
his
Nobody puts
girlfriend
baby in a
was
corner.
there with him, because that gives a corroborating witness. And back the story up, right? When he found those shell casings an hour later. the
Hi,
video
Crimson.
evidence
Good to see you.
otherwise. She wasn't with him.
Yes. I don't think the defense shows this is the defense attorney in opening statements, but yes, scraped knuckles. But allegedly, those knuckles were scraped by the bullet, two bullets out of a starter's pistol or similar. So yes, it's all about money. It seems it is. It is kind of wild. The photos that the prosecution put up in their opening of the injuries were like, well,
Unless she's a ghost. That she wasn't with him. Thank God for those surveillance videos. So what did Relly first do with the videos he made of the shell casings? Did he go to the police? No, he didn't contact the police. Instead, he sent them to Rocky and Rocky's manager
convince her, Red Medal,
and said, I'm going to be rich. That was his first thought. I'm going to be rich. I mean, here's someone who basically claims he was shot. That was the initial story, shot. He miraculously recovered the evidence from the crime scene that the police couldn't find. And he'd go to the police. His first thought was, I'm going to be rich. Well, the evidence will show you that Relly committed perjury without those messages. He actually texted a message meaning, I'm going to be rich. He said, I'm going to be itch at one point. But he said, oh, I didn't mean rich when I said itch. I meant irritable. Because itch and irritable is not very close when you type in itch.
Wait, it's too fast.
Irritable. It's just one lie after the other. He testified at an early hearing in this case, under oath. And you'll learn shortly after sending those messages to Rocky and his business manager, you're going to learn that Relly sent another message to his business partner, to Relly's business partner, saying, I want to get this nigga's money. That's what was on his mind, not his near-death experience. Oh my God, how did he even survive that scrape on his knuckles? Not running to the police to arrest the culprit. No. Texting everyone, I'm going to get rich, I'm going to get his money. That's all he cared about. The evidence will show you that Relly fabricated these shell casings in order to extort Rocky, right from the outset, right from the get-go. And why did he think he could get away with that? Why? Because Relly didn't know that the police had already returned within minutes of the sound and the incident there.
Nick. Whew. Good pause. Nick, backs. I'm a back girl. Like, also, what the fuck, a back girl. I think Colors said also a back girl. I used to sit, when I was doing my Master of Business, I didn't finish it, but I was doing Master of Business. I used to sit in behind this guy, like he used to sit there and, his back. Oh, so sexy. So sexy. His jacket is not too small. His back is too big. Nick, you're kidding? Nick. It's okay, Nick. That's okay. We'll educate you.
Of course, they didn't find anything. We talked about that already. There was no actual shooting because there was no real gun. There was no evidence of a shooting.
He's got that V-taper.
And that's why that same night, in response to Relly's text to Rocky texts him, if I shot you, go to the police.
Hear that? Rocky said, if I shot you, go to the
They didn't show
police.
you that text, though.
They didn't show you that
There's a
text,
bunch of
though.
texts between Relly and Rocky that night. They didn't show you that text. Rocky saying, go to the police. Yeah, because someone who really shoots someone and is guilty says, yeah, go to the police. Rocky texted about that night.
Nick, you do not have a back like that, sir.
But of course, he didn't
You
go
have
to
a
the
good
police.
back,
That's
but not this
on
back.
his mind. You'll hear what he thinks of the police. This Relly. After his immediate efforts to extort Rocky failed, because he just wanted to get rich.
Newsflash, Nick.
Want to get
Keep
that,
training your back,
use
Nick.
money. He said, when it didn't work, he said, okay, I better go get a civil lawyer. After he tried on his own to get the money, let me go get a civil lawyer to try and get money out of Rocky.
Here we go.
And you'll hear
Much of
that
it.
because the civil lawyer would only take his case if he went to the police. Relly then went to the police 2 days later. 2 days after the incident, he finally goes to the police. And you'll learn of the inconsistent statements he made to the police. He couldn't keep the story straight. It is all over the place. You'll hear this ridiculous claim like the one about him being shot. You saw that picture. This posed proof of him being shot.
Yes,
The
Nick.
knuckle scrapes, the superficial knuckle scrapes across his knuckles, which are consistent with him doing what you see in the video, attacking somebody, attacking bills. That did not go well. But attacking somebody and punching and scraping a knuckle on the ground. What kind of bullet
Right?
was that? Hits one knuckle,
Exactly.
bounces down, hits another knuckle, bounces down again. I mean, it's ridiculous that he said that. He got
It's
shot.
ridiculous.
That was his first story. Now you hear that back off way off that thing now.
Oh,
You hear
no,
this
Prince
ridiculous
Lover.
thing about that injury, that it was a gunshot wound that required medical attention, he first said. Of course, now the DA just said to you, oh, you don't have to decide at the end of this case if you got shot or not. You don't have to decide. Not that easy. Not that easy. You do have to decide
I like
because
it,
his
Dad.
credibility is at issue here. You have to decide if he was lying, if he was embellishing, if he was making up a story to get money. So if he says he got shot, and you find he didn't get shot, you do have to decide that. Relly at this very moment has a civil lawsuit against Rocky, seeking millions of dollars.
30 million.
$30 million for the knuckle.
Yikes!
$30 million.
$30 million.
Not
That's
enough money. Not just.
a lot of money.
Oh, he also claims that he has a permanent disability. Permanent disability from the knuckle scrape.
Permanent disability from those little
Lies
knuckle
about
movies.
almost everything in this case. He swore that he has a permanent disability. You're gonna see an Instagram video of him with that permanent disability, showing his manicured hand, turning it around with his Rolex watch on.
Nick.
Permanent disability. It is offensive to a different level. He even claims he went for necessary medical treatment for his injury to a hospital, but not here in LA, where he was shot. He waited all the way from California to New York to go to a hospital many days later after getting a civil lawyer and being told by the detective in this case, really, you should go to the hospital, not to make sure you're not going to die, not to make sure you don't lose use of your hand, not to make sure your knuckles heal. The detective said you should go to the hospital for this case. The detective, it's going to be undisputed, told Relly to go to the hospital for this criminal case. Do you think they're trying to build a case? Is that what we do? We instruct victims to go to the hospital to make it look better? Those scrapes are no more proof of a real gunshot than those shell casings that the 7 officers did not find are. And what else did the police not find after Relly turned in the shell casings over to them, finally, after walking around with them God knows where for 2 days? What else did the police not find? You'll hear that the police, despite examining them for fingerprints, didn't find Rockies on them. Those bullets, metal, actual prints. So if someone loads a bullet into a gun, that prints are on that. Not Rockies. Now, the shell casings apparently had no fingerprints on them whatsoever. As if someone
Cha-ching,
was trying to
crimson,
find them after the
cha-ching.
fact, wipe them completely clean. And what else wasn't found on those shell casings? Rocky's DNA. They took samples, the police did, of Rocky's DNA for the purpose of comparison. They took his DNA to compare with the bullets. Zero. Nothing.
Nothing.
Never connected to the shell casings.
Never.
As I mentioned, he was licensed to carry and possess firearms. You'll learn that he legally possessed firearms, which in fact were recovered from his home. You saw that whole
It's all
bunch
about
of
the
pictures.
money.
He had firearms legally in his home. No problem. This is the search that recovered. No problem with the police. The evidence will show you that none of those firearms recovered were in 9mm caliber.
No, no,
Didn't have
Holly. Mwah. Thanks, darling.
You'll learn
Sleep
that the
well.
9mm caliber of the shell casings that Relly claims are recovered from the scene, exactly the type of gun that Rocky didn't possess or own. You'll hear, and you heard from their opening, that there was a single magazine containing 9mm ammunition in his home. And you learn that belonged to his manager, Lou Levin, who will tell you, he will be here and testify why that was his. He also was licensed. Most importantly, though, when it comes to this little issue of the bullets recovered by Relly, that didn't have Rocky's fingerprints, police missed, all that stuff, and the 9mm ammunition recovered in Rocky's home, that one magazine, 5 bullets, whatever. Most importantly, you're going to learn that the shell casings were completely different than the ones that Relly said he found at the scene gave to the police. Completely different. You'll learn that the 9mm
Yes. Okay.
ammunition
Holly. Yeah. Yes.
in Rocky's home was a brand called Sig Sauer, and the Relly shell casings that he claims to have found at the scene, that the police missed, were a brand called Terell. I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to show you the pictures. This is the one in the house. That's that magazine that they recovered with a few bullets in it. That was Lou Levin's. This says Sig. Whoever. I can't see nothing now, so can you zoom back a little bit?
Yeah, can't see either, man.
SIGSAU.
It's on a weird angle, right?
Sour.
Hi, Shelly again.
What's this? How was it say?
You pre-gaming,
Luger.
Shelly? We've got Feral Friday in half an
Sig,
hour.
S-I-G. Sig Luger. The ones at the scene are these from Relly. FC, which stands for Federal Cartridge. Completely different brand, completely
Totally
different
different.
bullet.
Totally
Those are the ones
different.
from the house
It's wild.
that belong to someone else who testified here. Those are the ones that Relly claims to have found at the scene. They're different bullets. So much for that big reveal on the opening. They didn't show you that.
Friday night, y'all. Feral Friday.
Just a magazine. Ooh, so I know. Different bullets. In the end, you'll see that all the objective evidence in this case relied on by the prosecution to support
Please let it be over.
rises
Please let the
and
jacket be
falls,
off.
I mean falls, on the word and credibility of Relly, who is a proven criminal and perjurer. Those
Crystal.
showcases he claims to have found. The superficial
Oh,
scrapes
girl.
he claims is gunshot wound. The video himself that he even claims he can't make out clearly. We have to rely on his rendition of it only. Because without his rendition, you get nothing from any of this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your job when this trial to evaluate the evidence. To look at every single piece of evidence they present to you, the prosecution, and ask yourself, does that pass the smell test? I remember Mr. Lewin, every time he stood up in jury selection, said, possibility? Did we say possibility? No, no possibility. No possibility. The word possible is not part of this trial, he said to you. Remember that. This case is not about possible. It doesn't pass the smell test. And you have to ask yourself that, does it? Or do you have a doubt
Loud motorbikes out the front.
about a piece of evidence that's really the focus here when you consider the charge in this case? There are two charges. The first charge is assault with a semi-automatic fire gun.
Okay, here are the
in this
charges.
case. No, actually, I said that wrong. It's an assault with a semi-automatic firearm. That's the first count. Both counts of that, actually. The first one is the altercation in front of the parking garage. The second for the altercation around the corner. 2 counts. To prove those 2 counts, they must prove beyond a
Look at his
reasonable doubt
back.
2 things.
What the fuck? Look at that.
One, Rocky possessed a real gun.
No, this is.
Okay. The judge will give you the law. He's right. The judge will give you the law at the end of this, what needs to be proved.
He doesn't know the charges.
Well, I made objections, and if you rather.
You were right, too, on that one. They won't be able to meet that burden in this case. When the judge gives you the law, you'll see the 2 things that have to be proved. It's not even close. I'm either. The objective evidence in this case, independent of Relly, just is not there.
It's not
There's
there.
no gunshot wounds, no evidence of actual gunfire as officers at the scene, no shell casings found at the scene. When the police arrived,
This sounds again like you're arguing.
evidence will show you there was no property
Listen to
damage,
this.
no fingerprints, no DNA linking Rocky.
Keep doing that, sir.
And that's because what Rocky had was a prop gun. Either that, or he's the luckiest man to ever walk the face of this earth. What is real in this case wasn't a gun, but Relly's attempt to extort Rocky. That is real. Out of millions of dollars, and using this criminal case as a windfall in his civil one. And folks, and going back to what I first said to you, my promise, it's a promise to you. And I wouldn't be doing this so emphatically if I weren't sure.
That's all right, it's just proper expression.
You will see, the evidence will show you hard evidence.
We're big
of an
fans at
extortion
H Dude,
in this
Steve.
case.
Hi, Kathy.
And
Good to
perjury
see you.
by corrupt conduct. Hard evidence of an extortion in this case, the evidence will show you, and perjury to try to cover it up. The evidence will show you Relly's understanding in that regard, that if Rocky's found guilty here, he automatically has liability in the civil case and gets money. Lots of
No,
money.
that's absolutely improper. No, it should be instructed.
Relly's understanding.
Council continues to
Stop.
make whatever.
Stop.
objections-
No speaking objections. Stop.
I love it. Yes, Judge.
Disregard anything about the
That if Rocky's
Listen.
found guilty here, he automatically has liability in the civil case and gets money. Lots of money.
No, that's absolutely improper. No, it should be instructed.
Relly's understanding.
Council continues
Stop.
to make whatever.
Stop.
objections-
No speaking objections. Stop. Disregard anything
love it.
about the consequences of whether Mr. Mayers is or is not.
Oh,
convicted in
lol.
this case.
Wait.
Consequences have no bearing on any decision that you.
Lol. Welcome, Video Jesus, to membership. Joey, look at you exposing the folks. That's so funny. Thanks, Joseph. Love you. It's really kind of you. You're always so supportive of me as a person and of the channel. Thank you so much, Joey. Let's play the special Joey thing. This. This.
Count it 5, 10, yeah, 15, 20, 25, 30, yeah, get the money.
And just leaving it there for a moment because that's a nice little pause. There'll be no dirty pauses in this trial, I don't think. All good. It's all good.
Have to make, and you're going to be given a jury instruction to that effect.
Thank you. Anyway, it's been Relly's NDA from the start. You're going to hear some of the absolute worst things come out of his mouth when it comes to this case, this criminal case, and how much he truly cares about this case and what he was willing to do to this case for money. Ladies and gentlemen, when this case is over, you'll see that Rakim Mayers, ASAP Rocky's innocent. He's not only not guilty, he's innocent.
He's on steroids. He's got a
When we stand up here
steroid
for our
gut.
closing arguments in a couple of weeks, we'll talk about how the evidence shaped up. You'll see that Terell was never about justice ever. It's about a man seeking a profit from a fabricated narrative, using false.
So funny. Why don't you come into our chat tomorrow night or the next night?
Profit from a fabricated narrative.
Sorry?
The evidence will show you that Rocky has absolutely nothing to hide here. He's a man, evidence will show you, he's a man who built success.
I'm just me.
He stands in stark contrast to this. You'll see cases lie to you
Lol.
over and over again, trying to destroy Rocky
Trying to destroy Rocky.
for his own financial.
Fucking sucks for Rocky, doesn't it?
Wants you to help him get his payday. But ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this case, after all you've seen and heard, all the evidence and cross-examination, all the things I promised you today, I will ask at your hands for a verdict of not guilty for Rakim Mayers. It's the only verdict consistent with justice. It is the only verdict consistent with fairness.
See you later,
All right,
Steve.
folks, I want to take
Sleep
a
well.
10-minute break. and
All right.
in place. Folks, please be outside the courtroom.
Chat. That's so funny. Also interesting. Interestingly, I've lost like 40 subscribers in the last couple of days to this channel because of the bullshit that's going on Twitter. I've lost about 20 Twitter followers also. So this shit that's been going on Twitter is affecting my business. It's affecting, like, it's my side hustle, but it's still my business. It's fucking disgusting. You know, I can't win. I can't win here. It's affecting my numbers, and I'm livid about it, to be honest. Sorry, got to clear my throat. We've got enough time for. Yep. This is going to be a spicy trial. I have a feeling. I love it. We love this attorney. I think there's going to be. The judge is great. He's like, stop. I love it. I love. Thank you. Yes. Enjoy your non-consensual membership, shorties. Video Jesus especially. 40 folks. Yes. Think of it this way. You lost 40 folks who are justifying a pedo, not a loss. That's it. Yes. I don't do Twitter now either. You and Ozzy are going through it. Yes. The other party's behavior is completely abhorrent. It is. Sorry, it's the cheese. I'm blaming the cheese. Yikes. Let me skip through this because it's a short break and then we've got a witness. We've got time for a witness or two. It's I did have a little look and I think we might have a hot cop chat. Ladies, sorry, men. Maybe the men will like it too. Wait. Anyway, I'm just saying there's some eye candy for us. Oh, is he hot? Look at the judge. Bless. Oh, I love him. I want to get that screenshot. Someone screenshot that, please. I love him. Yeah, I've unsubbed too. Fuck those cunts.
No.
Ensure 86. Yes. New membership, welcome.
Give some statement of testimony you may give. Because not fitting for this.
Oh, NH
The
Jude.
truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help
You
God.
renewed. Thank you.
Stand there.
Hot? Am I making it up?
And please
Oh, no, he's quite hot.
adjust the microphone and state
Flex his
by your name.
bio.
Sounds like Go ahead.
First name is Thomas, Thomas. Last name Zizzo, Zizzo.
Oh, Zizzo. You can ziz my O anytime, sir. Woo!
So we start out
Sorry,
by telling
not
the
even
jury
thirsty.
who you work for.
Sure, I work for the City of Los Angeles Police Department.
And within
Trash
the
is taking
LAPD,
itself out. Yep.
What's your current rank?
I'm sergeant.
Do you have?
No,
a
you can
particular
direct me anytime.
assignment within LAPD?
I do. I'm assigned to Southeast Area Patrol in the City of Watts, well, part of the city's name Watts, and I work patrol there.
And prior to your assignment,
Fucking cheese.
patrol in Southeast, were you assigned to a different station?
Yes, I was assigned to Hollywood area also.
Pause.
you keep
Do you know what? Thank you, Red Medal. Those interviews, I did a series of 5 interviews, 4 of which were with Frank and Jim Zell, twin brothers, identical twin brothers from New Jersey. They don't live there anymore, but they have spent the last 27 years investigating in their own time the murder of John Benet Ramsey. If you haven't watched that series, there are some technical sort of annoying things with the sound that was on Frank Zell's end. Actually, we ironed it out in the end. I did one of the episodes was just with Frank talking about obsession and how the obsession of 27 years of dedicating their life to discovering not necessarily the murderer of John Benet Ramsey, but the Boulder syndrome. It's a pedophile ring with lots of for about a decade or more before the 1996 murder of John Benet and afterwards. It's a whole thing. If you haven't watched that series, it's so interesting. It answers a lot of questions, right? So definitely check it out. Hey, Jen, been sick all week this week, so worked and came home and crashed. Missed you all. We're all getting ready for Farewell Friday. So, yes, hope you're feeling better now. He is cute with his stash and beard. Him? Oh, the judge. Yes, watch it. Boulder Syndrome. Yes. You watch them, Kathy? Lovely. It's probably they don't have a channel, Mama G. It's on my channel in my playlist. Frank and Jim both have Twitter, but I don't think you do Twitter. But really interesting interviews. I have. It's probably out of any of my content, I get comments on those live streams, those 5 episodes every day. So share the episodes out. It's pushing against sort of mainstream media and the establishment in Boulder as to what actually happened, but very interesting, amazing men. I'm proud to call Frank one of my good friends. We speak often. Jim is a little bit more private. Frank is the more gregarious of the two, and he speaks a lot. Jim speaks less, and I was just there to facilitate the conversation, not necessarily to ask too many questions for fear of getting Frank off track, because he knows what he's talking about. So give them a watch. Anyway, Thomas Zizzo, sir, carry on.
using the word patrol. Can you explain to the jurors what it means to be assigned to patrol within LAPD?
Sure. Well, patrol is the very basic function of law enforcement. If anybody were to call the police during an emergency, uniformed officers such as myself, as I'm in uniform now, would respond and meet with you and handle the emergency or respond to the emergency.
Drive around in a typical LAPD black and white patrol car?
Correct. Marked vehicle, yes.
Okay. Were you working on Saturday night, November 6th, 2021, between 10 and 10:30 in the evening?
I was.
In the Hollywood division, are Saturday nights generally
He's a good-looking man.
busier for law enforcement?
Yes, they are.
That night at around 10:20 p.m., did you respond to a 911 call?
I did.
Just so that the jury is clear, when you respond to a 911 call, can you explain to them exactly how it is you receive information from someone who would say call 911?
Hi, Debbie.
Sure. So it starts with the person calling for police service. It could be anybody. They call.
And never too young,
for
Lulu.
emergency. It goes to a person who takes the call, receives the information from the caller, and then they pass that information on to a dispatcher who directly communicates with us. And then we get that information from them.
So when you're out in the field and you're receiving, and when you receive that information, do you receive that over your radio?
I do, yes.
When you're receiving information through the radio from a 911 call, is that really just a summary of the 911 call?
Right, that's correct.
Okay. That night, November 6th, 2021, do you recall the general area that you responded to around?
Definitely got Riz.
I do. Selma Avenue, Argyle Avenue, that intersection, and also Selma and El Centro are separated by 1 block from each other.
Wait, you said Selma and Argyle?
Night night, Laura. I mean, not
Selma
night.
and El
Good
Centro.
day, Laura.
Yes, sir.
See you tomorrow, perhaps.
Your Honor, I'm going to ask Mark my first
Oh,
exhibit,
Jen. Thanks,
one
Jen.
page document with a
Lovely
map
girl.
depicting Mark Peoples 1.
Does the defense have this?
I just went over the exhibits with Mr. Tackney.
All right, that's people's one for identification.
Yes, and if I can, Your Honor, I'll mark Peoples 2 at the same time. It's a satellite view photograph from Google.
Amber, could you please set up a portal
area generally depicted in Peoples 1.
to publicly buzzed
Okay.
in the Zella? Yes.
Sergeant, I'm showing you what I just marked as Peoples 1. I'm going to start broadly with, do you recognize the general area that is depicted in that map?
I do.
Now, you said that you responded to Selma and Argyle, correct?
Same,
correct.
Kathy.
Do you see where that's depicted on this map?
I do.
Can you point that out?
Sure. This intersection here.
There's a pointer there somewhere. You can use that.
Yeah, you pointer. Woo!
This intersection here. Selma being east-west, Argyle being north-south.
Does the court need to describe any further if it's marked? Thank you. And you said you responded to Selma and El Centro, correct?
Correct.
Now, I just want to point out for the record that on Peoples 1, there is an icon of a firearm just meant for representative purposes, not displaying anything specifically. Okay. Showing you Peoples 2, does this appear to be the same? Does this appear to depict the same area that you just went over, Selma and Argyle?
Maybe a bit too young.
Central,
Absolutely.
Selma.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna
It's
stick
like
with
30.
Peoples 1.
How old does that make him? 33. Don't mind if I do. We can look,
If
can't
you
we? I still
recall,
perv on Justin Bieber.
What was the nature
All the time.
of the call that you initially?
I'm older than his
responded to
mother.
at that location?
It came out as a possible shooting had occurred.
Did it give any details about a particular area?
It indicated Selma and Argyle.
We can look.
How familiar were you
Big
with
C.
that area
Thank you,
of
Amber.
Selma and Argyle?
Oh, very familiar. I'd worked Hollywood several years prior to that date.
And I
You
should-
can
I-
work
I
me
like to ask
anytime,
this,
son.
How long
Thomas.
have you worked for the LAPD?
It'll be
Son.
11 years this March.
And do you recall how long? you
He's
worked
older than my
at Hollywood,
daughter.
did you say?
Just.
About 8 years.
8 years.
Creepy.
Okay.
That is creepy. Mm.
If you recall, what were some of the buildings or businesses that were at that intersection of Argyle and Selma?
Sure. So
Yes, with the pointer. Yes, please.
at the northeast corner here,
Crystal, I like
there's
your
a
style.
hotel, a recording studio, and a nightclub here in the Argyle. And
Vixie,
across
you've
from
got
that
the
on the
best
west
chance,
side is an MTA bus depot turnaround, where MTA employees take their buses in and conduct their business. On the southwest corner here of Selma and Argyle is all residential. And then southeast corner here of Selma
Can't
and
concentrate on
Argyle.
a word he
This
says,
is,
really, can we?
developing residential at the time, I believe.
Okay. Stick with the building where you described the bus terminal was. If you remember or recall, was there also residences above the bus depot?
That's correct.
And when you say residential, would that be like an apartment building?
Yes.
All right. And the southwest corner, that building that you described as residential, would that also have been an apartment building?
Yes.
Thanks, Michelle, for that screenshot.
The uniform that you're currently wearing, it appears you're equipped with something almost dead center in the middle of your chest. Can you describe what that object is for the jury?
Chat is Bay. Chat is Bay. I
And
needed you guys
were
today.
wearing
Thank
a
you so
body-worn
much.
Camera that day, November 6, 2021.
Yes, it was.
How does that camera operate?
So
My pleasure.
it's always in
Jimmy.
what we call standby mode. So it's not actively recording, but it's recording 2 minutes of film, no audio, just film only. And at the time you activate it through this button here, the circle.
What happened? Oh my God. I don't know why it stopped. Oh my goodness. Jesus fuck, chat. What have we done? Ah! Vixie, what did you do? No, just joking. It was me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, we've got 5 or 7 minutes before Publicly Buzzed Feral Friday starts. We've got a portal ready.
People's Forum.
We'll get 7 more minutes of this gorgeous young man
Alex, could you distribute?
and his evidence.
Wait a second. Each other.
To talk with each other?
Cheryl, hi. Very creepy. We're being creepy. That's it. Oh my goodness, it's doing it again. I think we're overheating this, man. You're welcome, GA Peach Meg. I feel like probably that was either Michelle or Joseph Kane who gifted out those memberships. Could have been Jersey Jen. I haven't been watching exactly who's been getting all the memberships. Let me skip through this. I think we're overheating Thomas Rizzo with all his charisma. That is not jizz, Riz. Yikes. Half creepy Joey.
So 7 and half of 8.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So we're watching the trial of
Second half
ASAP
YA.
Rocky. It's
One
wild
down to what?
so far.
The bottom of the page?
No, actually, you know what? No.
Debbie, wait, Debbie,
It's a lot.
girl, if you get a chance, go back and watch like later. Do replay crew, if not for the prosecution's opening statements, but for the defense. We've all been drooling over the defense attorney, Joe how do you say it? Topicana, I think. He has a very nice back, Debbie. I think you'll much appreciate it. And if you could watch the live chat replay with it, so good. So good. Oh my goodness. I like a California. I love an LA trial, ladies and men. These people are beautiful. Hi, Aqua. This is the first day of trial. Good to see you. We're watching the very beginning together.
Is there an objection to that?
Yes.
Creepy middle-aged birds. That's it.
Alex, could you distribute the transcripts to everybody? Does anybody at the table need a transcript?
This could be a very worthwhile trial. Oh, yeah. Laura Dern was gorgeous. I don't know. What are we watching in Feral Friday tonight?
Almost everybody.
Pokimomo, what are we watching?
Missing one? All right, everybody
Joe
has
Pina
one?
Colada.
Okay,
That's not it,
first.
but that. Very pretty.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, actually, let me pause here. I might just do a bit of a rundown. Oh, there's his back, Debbie. This is the defense attorney here, Joe Topicana. Topic. I should have paid attention. All I was looking at was his back and the fact that maybe he dyes his hair. No shade there. My regrowth is about my blonde, mousy blonde with a little bit of grey. Regrowth is over an inch long now. Siebes. So I am in this. To be clear, not all. Michelle, that's okay. You're the minority. Bob is going to be on talking upcoming cases. Okay, yes, I knew Bob was on. So we're being serious? A serious Feral Friday. I'm still day drinking. Absolutely. I'm going to see whether I can have Bob. I've actually messaged Bob and asked if he would come on again onto the channel and talk about professional jurors. And with Baker, I haven't asked Baker yet. I thought I asked Bob first. I thought that'd be an interesting discussion. So I'll needle him this evening. Hi, Kimberly. Good to see you. Hi. Pretty entertaining so far. Absolutely colors. And I think it's going to be kind of wild. The case itself seems wild, regardless of the eye candy. So I haven't, I'll shift the scheduling for tomorrow night. We will, Amber has sent me a bunch of stuff. We'll watch the rest of this day's testimony. Obviously, this Thomas Rizzo needs more of our attention. And tomorrow night, first thing, perhaps 5 Eastern. I'm not sure what time we'll start. I haven't scheduled it yet. And then we'll do next weekend. We'll do Friday and Saturday night recapping. There's only Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday trial in the ASAP Rocky trial this week. There's no court on Monday for them. So we'll have 4 days worth to catch up over 2 nights. That's all we'll be doing next weekend. We're breaking away for now, at least, probably forever from free Karen Reid content. It's a whole thing. I personally need to step back from it. Baker is a great watch, and Baker's lovely, and he's a professional juror. So hopefully we can organize that with 3 time zones. That could be interesting, but I'll fit in with the gentlemen if they're keen. Sometime in the next couple of weeks, we'll have that conversation based on the Delphi, the in my opinion, huge injustice of the conviction of Richard Allen for the murder of Abigail Williams and Liberty German. Not cool. Bad, big mad. So Bob and Ali were talking about professional jurors and whether that would perhaps be, a way to combat juries making decisions that are not necessarily the best for the defendants or for the victims. So that I had that idea. Baker interview, good idea. Yes. Hey, yes. So tomorrow night, 2 streams. First up, we'll do some more of this. We'll do some background stuff on why ASAP Rocky turned down the plea deal. I mean, pretty obvious to me, but I've got some stuff that Amber's collected or drawn together for us to watch. We'll do that. And then tomorrow night, we're going after that. I'll change the time, but we'll be going through all of the FOIA documents in the probable cause affidavit, arrest, charging documents, and probation violation for Adam Levi Boyd of Oregon, the convicted child sex offender. Yes. So then on Sunday night, Colors and I are going to do some correcting of the record on what's happened over the last 9 weeks, because I'm pretty fucking sick of people lying and others jumping on the lying bandwagon, believing what they're told. So I don't really care the outrage that it will probably instill in people. Some people, the people who would like to know, my shorties who maybe have been confused by some ambiguity, if you're not on Twitter, if you didn't quite hop into what the drama was or where it started, we're going to put a timeline together and speak to that. And it's going to be an Ask Me Anything at the end of the show, including the monkeys. They're welcome to come on in and ask me anything, because I'm an open book and I have no secrets. I have no lies. I don't tell lies. So let's fucking go. We're going to Feral Friday next. Wait, stop sharing. Come on in if you're keen. Bob Motter talking serious stuff with Steve from Publicly Buzzed. We have a portal set up. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for being here. Feel free to drop a comment in the comment box afterwards about how much we love Joe or Thomas. I'll see you tomorrow night, but I'll see you also in Publicly Buzzed Feral Friday in a tick. Strap in, song, and then portal.
It's on this shorty new year, shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here. Camp Shorty is where you will find family. Our mod Avengers will greet you with glee. At Camp Shorty, you can shine and shine bright, because the Shorty Camp leader is a fucking delight. It's on this shorty new year, shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here. Your opinions are valid. You can fly like a bird with your comments and scream. You will always be heard. It's the best chat on YouTube. You can cuss all you want. And here at Camp Shorty, we even say cut. It's on this shorty new year, shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here. Let your all caps be free. It's so liberating. We stay on topic, although occasionally things get a bit feral, but it's clear to see. where you will find family. Armand, Avengers will greet you with glee. At Camp Shorty, you can shine and shine bright, because the Shorty Camp leader is a fighter.